You are made to be more than you are today. And this is the important part. Your version of more might not look like my more or hurt like your neighbor, your friend, your business partner, your family member. Okay. It might not look like his. It may look different for each one of us. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you were made to be more than you are today. And you got the golden opportunity to go after it. But we're going to get you in the mindset that you can go do it. Okay. We're going to get you in the mindset so you can win and win big. So I'm going to break down a powerful verse of scripture, a set of scripture to you from the parable of the talents. We're going to take it a little bit slow. I got to move through this, but I want you to really get it. I want you to get it today, okay? Because you were made for more. So we're going to dive into Matthew chapter 25, verses 14 through 30. I like to back up everything that I teach you with the word of God because that means it's applicable to everybody, okay? That means everybody can win. Everybody was made for more. So let's dive into it. We're going to start with verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven, it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted to them his property. Okay, he's giving them an assignment to do. So to one, he gave 5 talents, to another, 2, and to another one. Okay, to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his ability. And then he went away. We don't all have equal ability. We're all made for more, but we have been given talent, skills, and abilities according to our own innate ability to use those things, okay, those gifts and talents. But he gave everybody something to work with, okay, everybody in verse 15. Verse 16, it says, he who had received the 5 talents went at once, somebody say at once, and traded with them. He went to work in his my econ business and he made 5 talents more. Okay, he went to work at once and traded with them, and he made 5 talents more. Everybody say, I made for more. He made more. Okay, let's keep it going. We're going to keep on moving. So we think about that, but let's check out what happens with the 2 talent person. Okay, we're still in Matthew 25, 14 through 30. So then let's go ahead and break that down. Let me break this down to you. So he gives the talents to them. He who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them, and he made 5 talents more. Okay. Now the one that he gave the 2 talents, the one who has the 2, just the 2 talents, okay, he also, who had the 2 talents, he made 2 talents more. So the person with 5 traded and got 5 more. The person with 2 traded and got 2 more. Okay, so we're doing good so far. We're doing well. But check out what happens after that. Okay, now we get to the one who just has the 1 talent. Let's take a look at what happens with the 1 in verse 18. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and he hid his master's money. Okay, he just went and dug a hole. He just went and dug a hole in the ground, didn't do anything with it. Okay, that's the person. They don't log into their My Econ website. They don't check out the back office. They don't come to training. They're not here on Super Saturday. They're not doing anything with the one thing given to them. Okay, this is the dissonance. You want more, but you're not doing anything with the thing that's been given to you. Okay, he did his thing. He didn't do anything. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's find out what happens as a result. So now, what happens in the parable of the talents as we move through? We get to verse number 19. So after a long time, the master of the servants comes back and he's going to settle up accounts. Okay, so let's say they've been working their jobs, but they've got these talents that they could trade with. So the one who had received 5 talents, he came forward and he's like, hey, I brought 5 talents more. And he's like, master, you delivered to me 5 talents. Here I have made 5 more. He's double. Okay, he went to work. Everybody say, went to work. You're made for more. And listen to what the master said. The master said, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. Okay, enter into the joy. Come with me. Like we're in partnership. So he's like, well done, good and faithful. Do you know that it's considered faithful to the Father when you use the talents that you have been given? When you use what's been given to you to multiply it and increase it, that's considered faithfulness in the kingdom. Now, also he who had the 2 talents, he came forward and he's like, master, you delivered to me 2 talents. Okay, I only had 2 things. I had 2 talents I could work with, but I made 2 talents more. And so the master speaks to him, and guess what he says to him? The exact same thing. Okay, he doesn't say something different because he produced less. He comes back and he said, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. The same reward, even though they were operating at two different talent levels. Okay. So Mr. Stokes just went through all these powerful achievers. If you built your business at all, you went to work, you gave everything you got, and maybe you increased by 10 people. That's just as powerful as the person who went and put in 100 because you gave your best effort. Okay, it's not based on your ability. Maybe you're new, you're learning the skill set, but you got in there and you went after it. Okay, and so we don't want to get into comparing our talents and abilities because we're all at a different level. People bring different skill sets. Okay, so it's not that. It's not the skill set. It's what you do with what you have been given. So now let's keep it moving. So now we're down to the guy with the one talent. So he who also received the one talent, he comes forward and he says, Master, I knew you to be a hard man. Here come the excuses. I knew you to be a hard man. You were reaping where you did not even sow. Now remember, he gave him one talent to work with. Okay, gave one, just one talent. And we say, well, that's not fair. Well, think about Aretha Franklin. Think about Whitney Houston. They have one talent that you know them for. Think about Michael Jordan, one talent. LeBron James. Think about individuals who took that one talent and blew that thing up to become a billionaire. Okay, it's not the number. It's that they went to work. But this person's making excuses. He's like, man, I need to be a hard man. You're trying to read. You didn't even sow anything. What? You got the same business. You got the same income business. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything with it in cash flow max. Okay, so he's like, you didn't even. I knew you to be hard. This business is difficult. This business doesn't work. It's like the excuses come forward. As a leader, you need to recognize this and listen for this in your team. Okay, this is a person with cognitive dissonance. There's a jealousy going on of the 5 and the 2. So instead of just saying, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I just buried mine. Instead of doing that, excuses come. You're a hard man. You're reaping where you didn't sow. So I was afraid, and I just went and hid the talent in the ground. I just hid what was yours. So now he admits that he did have something. I went and hid your talent that you gave me, that I just said you didn't sow anything, but I went and hid your talent in the ground. So here you can have back what is yours. I'm gonna call corporate, and you can have this business back. You can have it back. I'm good. I'm not gonna work it. It's not gonna work. I'm not gonna do this thing. And so guess what the master says? I want you to listen to the answer. He says, you wicked and slothful servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I scatter no seed. He's like, well, you should have at least invested my money, at least take it over to Wells Fargo, take it over to JP Morgan Chase, take it over to Bank of America, at least put it in a bank account, and at least I could come back and get some interest. At least you could have done that, but you did nothing. You did nothing with what you had been given. Okay, this is a hard truth. This is from the word of God. You were made for more. And oftentimes we talk about you have a right, you have an innate ability to be successful, to be fruitful, to produce, to multiply, to be a multimillionaire, but you also have a responsibility. Because when you have been given an opportunity and you don't do anything with it, do you recognize you're held accountable for that? We're accountable for what we do not do. Faithfulness is when you're productive. With the good and faithful, the one who's considered faithful is the one who went to work with what they were given, whether it's 5 or 2. And the one who had 1, if he had went to work or she had went to work, they would have been counted faithful as well. See, excuses are the nails used to build a house of failure. This person came back with just excuses. This person came back, blamed the owner. This person came back and was like, it's the industry. It's the business. It's that little thing. I didn't get enough training. I didn't get this. Well, you didn't come. You didn't show up Super Saturday. You didn't come to the training. You're not showing up. You're not engaging. But the person will be like, no, it's y'all. You need to listen for that as a leader and help your team not go there. Okay? We have a responsibility, not only a right, but a responsibility to go after more. Now, this is the crux of the matter. So listen to what the master is saying. He says, okay, you didn't do anything. Take the talent from him and give it to him who has the 10 talents. Give the one that didn't get used and give it to the one who has the 10. Okay, give it to him. For to everyone who has, listen to this, for to everyone who has will more be given. To everyone who has, to everyone who goes to work with the 5 and turns it into 5, everyone who takes the 2 and turns it into 2, for everyone who has, will more be given, and he will have an abundance. Okay. So if you ever heard that phrase, use it or lose it, that's exactly right. Okay. We have a responsibility and accountability. And then he goes on and says, but from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. Now, the master, the father's not being harsh. That's just a real reality. If you don't use what you've been given, you sit on what you've been given, you don't do anything. And you just keep, you just keep like doing the status quo. You don't go to work. You don't make a decision to change your family lineage. You don't make a decision to get out of debt. You don't make a decision to invest. You don't make a decision to get active in the thing to which you have been given. If you've been connected to my econ, you've been given a talent. You've been given, you're in that 5 talent category. Okay. We got 5 talents in our business. If you don't use it, even what you have will be taken from you through inflation, through recession, through what happens. It's not like, you're being ripped of something. It's because your inactivity, your refusal to learn, to apply, to go through the difficulties of changing and growing, of resolving the cognitive dissonance in your mind and making a decision. I'm going to build wealth for my family. What you're doing is you're putting yourself in a position where the natural course of events in our society is going to strip from you even that you have. And the person who has more, we look and we're like, it's not fair. It's out of balance. No, that's a biblical principle. To those who use well what has been given, even more will be given and they will have an abundance. That's why you keep seeing Catherine Montez and Bonnie Roberts and Javier Medina and all these names keep recurring. Why? Because they're using what they've been given, so more is being given. They've been entrusted with more. They've got the conviction to go for more, and you can too. You can take yourself out of that one talent category at any time. You can take yourself off the sideline and get in the game at any time. Okay, does that make sense? Are you getting it? I'm going to read this to you again. And we're going to go to the amplified version of the Bible because I want you to really get it. It says, for to everyone who has and values his blessings and gifts from God and has used them wisely, more will be given. See, if you value your blessing, my econ is a blessing. Mr. Ivy Stokes, Mr. Alvin Curry, Mr. Larry Gates, everything that they put together here, Mr. Collier, Mr. Pettiford, all of our great trainers that are going to be here today. When you value the blessing, the gift that we've been given from God, and we use them wisely, more will be given. You were made for more, but it's in your hands to make a decision. You're going to go for more. And it says, and he will be richly supplied so that he will have an abundance. It's for everybody. As soon as you start using what you've been given, more will be given, and you will be richly supplied, and you will have an abundance. That's a biblical principle, just like gravity. It's just like gravity, okay? When you use what you've been given, more will be given. Amen? But from the one who does not have, because he has ignored or disregarded his blessings and gifts from God, that little business, that little thing, even what he has, even what you have will be taken away. Okay. No, we're not talking about things in society where we've had groups of individuals in this nation that have been disenfranchised and didn't have any resources to start with. We're not talking about that. When it's like you don't have anything, you're coming out of slavery, nothing's given. Okay, you got nothing to start with. Okay, we're not talking about that. We're talking about when you have an opportunity. You're accountable for when you have. So let's say up to 18 years ago, okay, you might have been saying like, okay, how are we going to restore the problem? Maybe reparations. Maybe the government needs to do something. Maybe all these things. And there's nothing wrong with any of that. Okay, I believe in that. I think that that's perfectly fine. But when the Lord connected you to my econ and he gave you something, a tool in your hands, I don't care if it was yesterday. You just got here last night. The Lord put a tool in your hand, and now we don't have that excuse. Just like Mr. Ivy always tells us, the Calvary's not coming. Don't be in the position where it's like it's somebody else's fault. I'm waiting on the government to fix it. I'm waiting on the president to fix it. I'm waiting on Congress to fix it. No, God gave you a tool. He put it in your hand. He put a 5-talent business in your hand. And now it's your responsibility to use well what you have been given, and even more will be given, and you will have an abundance. Why? Because you were made for more. And God won't put you in a situation where you don't have talent and you don't have the opportunity. He's giving you both. He's giving you the talent and he's giving you the ability to produce wealth. And now he's giving you through my econ a golden opportunity to change everything for your family. Okay, he's giving you a golden opportunity to change everything, but you got to use well what you've been given, and even more will be given. Okay, why am I breaking this down to you? Because I don't want you to be in that category of people that are excuse makers. We're not going to be that. Okay, we're not going to be excuse makers. We're going to be money makers over here with my econ. Here's some lessons from the parable of the talents. You were made for more. You were made for more. It's a God-given ability, and God gives you the talents. He's giving you the tools. He's connected you to my econ. You have a divine appointment here this morning. When you use well what you have been given, when you use well your 5 income shifting strategies, your business building ability, your automated marketing center, when you go out there, you start using well what you've been given, even more will be given. And you, just like all the leaders that we talked about at the beginning of the presentation today, that Mr. Ivy lifted up and properly edified, you will be in that same group of people. You will have an abundance, but you have to show up for your own success. You have to participate in your own rescue. Okay, you got to participate in your rescue. Why? Because you're made for more. You're made for more. Now, here's where the cognitive dissonance comes in. Okay, the parable of the talents tells you it's not just your right, it's your responsibility. You're going to be held accountable to use what you've been given. Excuses are off the table. Okay, we're all going to give an account for what we did with what's been given to us and the opportunity. We have an awesome opportunity here with my econ to share it and bless other people with it. Let me break down to you the difference between abundance versus greed, because this is where the cognitive dissonance comes in. This is where people get messed up because they think more, made for more. That's not greedy. Like, made for more, I don't need more. You get into that posture. I don't really need, it's just my family. I don't need that much. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm straight where I'm at. No. See, abundance just means a very large quantity of something, an ample quantity, a relative degree of plentifulness. What you do with it has to do with who you are as a person on the inside. Okay, abundance just means you have a large quantity. You can be blessed to be a blessing. You can bless other people. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to just consume and hoard and hold on to everything that comes to you. Greed, on the other hand, is that intense and selfish desire for something, especially wealth, power, or food. Isn't that interesting? Greed is an intense and selfish desire. A lot of times, poor people can be greedy, okay? Broke people can be greedy. Lazy people can be greedy. It doesn't mean that because you have abundance, you're greedy. You can have a selfish and intense desire for something, but the unwillingness to work for that, or you won't share it when you're blessed with it. That's greed. Okay, that's greed. That has nothing to do with biblical abundance and your call to go for more. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. The scripture everybody freaks out about. This is the one that's going to be, people going to play this card on you when you go out there and you start building $1 million businesses. You're going to hear this one. 1 Timothy 6:10. Okay, and they're going to say money is the root of all evil. That's a lie from the pits of hell. Money is not the root of all evil. Ecclesiastes tells you that money is the answer for everything. Okay, let's look at this scripture, 1 Timothy 6:10. It says, for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil, for which some have strayed from the faith in their greediness and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. It's not the money, it's the greed. It's the unwillingness to share, to be a blessing to others. It's the trying to do the hustle, the thing where you're trying to get over on people, that whole thing. That, the greed, the unwillingness to share and be a blessing, that's what's at the root, okay? That's the root of all kinds of evil, because it's exposing a condition that's in your heart, okay? But let's break this down. I want to show you to you from, that's New King James. I'm going to show you to you from the Amplified. It says, for the love of money, that is the greedy desire for it, and the willingness to gain it unethically. Everything we do at my econ is ethical, it's a blessing, it's good for people. That is at the root of all sorts of evil. And some, by longing for it, have wandered away from the faith. They wandered away from the faith and pierced themselves through and through with many sorrows. See, greed is an indicator of your character. All right. But when you are understanding, Catherine Montez, Bonnie Roberts, Javier Medina, all of these great leaders, CJ, all these individuals, they can change things for their whole family. Mr. Ivy Stokes, Mr. Alvin Curry, they're examples of people who changed their whole family lineage because they're not operating out of greed, they're operating out of abundance. They understand, and God has given you the ability to produce wealth, and there's responsibility that comes with it. You were made for more. So don't let anybody trick you with this. Okay, it's the love of money, that greed that gets into us. Okay, it's this love of money that's at the root that we want to get out of. Okay, so don't let anybody trip you up with that. Don't let anybody make you feel that you're wrong. Let me tell you what we want to do. We want to be generous souls. This is how you stay out of that. You understand you're blessed to be a blessing. Let me read to you from Proverbs chapter 11, verses 24 to 26. It says, there is one who generously scatters abroad, yet increases more. Okay, increases all the more. And there is one who withholds what is justly due, but it results only in want and poverty. See, when you're greedy, ultimately it just ends up in poverty anyway. The generous man is a source of blessing and shall be prosperous and enriched. And he who waters will himself be watered, reaping the generosity he sown. See, generosity, you're helping other people. The leaders that we talked about today, they're made for more, and they understand the more people they help, the more they help other people get what they want, the more that they're going to get what they want. Okay? The people curse him who withholds back grain when the public needs it. But blessing from God and man will be on the head of him who sells. See, when you transact business from a place of integrity, there's a blessing on your head and you will increase even more. Why? Because you're made for more. You're made for more. Isn't that powerful? So we'll read it again. There is one who scatters yet increases more, and there is one who withholds more than it is right, but leaves to poverty. I love this phrase. The generous soul will be made rich, and he who waters will also be watered himself. That's what we do in my econ. We water other people. We are generous souls. Our founders are generous souls. And as long as you stay in that, you can become a multi-millionaire. You can become a billionaire. And God will bless you because you're using your right and your responsibility to produce more, and you're using it for the right reason to bless and change the lives of other people. That's Proverbs chapter 11, verses 25. You got it? You got it? I'm passionate about this because I don't like to see people trapped in something because they don't understand that you're called to be a blessing. I love this quote. It says, we cannot hold a torch to light another's path without brightening our own. That was Ben Sweetland once again. We can't hold a torch to light somebody else's path without brightening our own. When you help somebody else, your path is going to be brightened. You're going to be blessed in abundance. Why? Because you're made for more. And we've got it all laid out on a platter right here at my econ. I love this scripture, Deuteronomy 8:18, but we're going to back up to verse 17. It says, you may say to yourself, keep your mind right. You may say to yourself, my power and the strength of my hands have produced this wealth for me. Nope. The Bible says, remember the Lord your God. See, you keep your priorities right. Remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms his covenant, which he swore to your ancestors as it is today. Now, why would God give you an innate ability to produce wealth if it's a sin? An innate ability to produce wealth if you're not supposed to do it? Why would he give you talents and abilities and the ability to produce wealth if he wanted you to just sit on it? He wouldn't have said that the one with the one talent was slothful. He wouldn't say that. He wouldn't reward the diligence of those who multiplied, who were productive. So get that out of your mindset. You're made for more because God is giving you the ability to produce wealth. It's not your boss. It's not your job. It's not the government. It's not anybody but the Lord himself. The Lord God Almighty has given you the ability to produce wealth. And don't you dare, my econ associates, let anybody talk you out. You were made for more. You go out there and you get everything that's intended for you and your bloodline. Amen. Amen. You're made for more. I won't go through these because we talk about these each week, but I do want to get them on the slide. Go out there and live your purpose. Live your calling. Create financial freedom for your family. Go out there, get job free, boss free, debt free, and stress free. And don't feel guilty about doing any of it. Okay. Go out there and enjoy your life. Okay. Go out there and bless your family. Break those generational curses. Create multi-generational wealth. The Bible says the good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. The Bible also says that houses and lands are from fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. Okay, God wants you to leave houses and land. Go out there and create a lifestyle of freedom. Leave an inheritance. Be 100% debt free. You were made for more. Give generously. Do these things, right? Mr. Stokes, I love his story because he is the epitome of someone who has a generous soul. He grew up poor in a small town in Georgia, but he didn't adopt that kind of sense of like somebody owes it to me. He went out there, he had gotten a football scholarship to Georgia Tech, went through a knee injury. He didn't sit back and say, well, you know, my talent was taken from me. He went out there and started implementing. He was inspired by Deuteronomy 8:18, took that as his heart motto, shares it all the time, started a business, 21 years old with $10, okay? Became a millionaire in his early 30s. Why? Because he knows he was made for more. He knew from a young age he was called to be a millionaire. Then he didn't just stop with he and his family, okay, Miss Rachel and Miss Ivy and all the Stokes family. He didn't stop. He co-founded My Econ so you can go become wealthy. He's got all the money that he could ever need or want. But what he's doing, why he's working so hard, is so that you can be a millionaire, so you can change your family. He knows he's going to be accountable to the Lord to do everything that he can, help as many families as he can. Same with Mr. Curry. Same with all the leaders of My Econ. They're motivated because they know that they're blessed to be a blessing. And he's helping create millionaires all over this nation. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going, right? So this is our vision. We're made for more. 750 plus credit score. Getting out there, building, 10 to win, share with other people, becoming an EVP Infinity, CEO Infinity, building that six-figure residual income annually and then monthly. Building a team of 1,000 associates. All these things are our vision. Embrace it for you because you're made for more. Being 100% debt free. $1 million at least in financial assets. Don't let anybody talk you out of that. You were made for more. Okay? Build it and build it big with My Econ. We have $1 million miracle, but we're accountable for it. We have our 5 income shifting strategies, those 5 smooth stones that we have to work with. David only needed one to take out your life. You may only need getting out of debt to change your life. Doing the W-4 to change your life, but you got 5 to work with. Okay, we got investment strategies so you can build that $1 million portfolio. We've got business building, which people are leveraging 800 personal recruits. That's powerful. Go count. Is that awesome? We've got our automated marketing center, our social media center to help you build your business. We've got our digital worksheets, our cash flow strategies. Mr. Pettifer L teaches the Go Game Plan. I love how he teaches that. We got all the tools to minimize your taxes, get out of debt. You got everything. More than 5 talents. You're made for more, but you got to use it. You got to use everything that you've been given. That's why we're in training. Okay. We got to get out there and keep fighting for these things. Keep fighting with the personal cash flow plan. I talked to you about fight for it before. We got to use our Zingo Travel Club upgrade. Use that. Why? It's another tool to build wealth. Do our business building. We got to keep going. Keep going. We got to keep doing it. Our vision is for you to become a millionaire. For you to know that you're made for more, to achieve personal financial success for yourself, and then turn around and help us create 1 million millionaires. Okay, we're accountable for that. I want to close with this. Coco Gauff said, always dream big. Don't let anyone limit your dreams because the possibilities are endless. Don't let anybody talk you out of your ability to create more. If you can think it, you can do it. If you can dream it, you can do it. Just keep working hard. She's one of the top paid female athletes, number 3 at 19 years old. Why? Because she was made for more. I'm going to close with Mr. Mike Singletary. I love him. Chicago Bears, we know him from the NFL. He's a Hall of Famer. And he said, I love this quote. He said, you know what my favorite part of the game is? It's the opportunity to play. Is that powerful? He said, my favorite part of the game is the opportunity to play. Ladies and gentlemen, you have an unprecedented opportunity in 2024 to play the game, to change wealth for your family. Don't sit on the sideline. Get out there and play the game. Don't squander your opportunity in My Econ. Help your team members. Get them out of that cognitive dissonance. Let them know they were made for more. We have to leverage this opportunity. Do you know what our favorite part of this money game is? This change your life game? We have the opportunity to get on the field and play. And no one can take that from you. You know why? Because God gave it to you because you were made for more. This is the Power Coach, Madeline Alexander Barbie. I always want to tell you that you're gifted for greatness. You are encoded with the exception of whatever's burning in your heart to accomplish, it's absolutely yours to achieve. Get out there and make it happen. You were made for more. And as Miss Ivy told us, you've got the power. God bless you. Have an awesome 2024. I'm going to teach you more. Let's go get it. Let's go get it done. Made for more in 2024. Back to you, Mr. Collier.
All right, all right, all right. I told you guys she was going to light it up. She always lights it up like none other. She gets us started in the morning, made for more in 2024. Made for more in 2024. I love how she talked about we've got a 5-talent business. 5 talents. Right? I've been talking about the 5 smooth stones. Now I got to talk about the 5 talents. Well, she brings it in, she brings it in high. So this is where, thank you, Coach. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything that you do for my econ. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're getting ready to do some changes that you may not be used to. What we're going to do is we're going to actually start having some breakout rooms where there will be multiple trainings going on at the same time. You'll get a chance to choose a breakout room. However, before I do that, I want to give you just a quick training here. And it's not really training, but it's more of some advice. I want to talk about Zoom etiquette, right? So we're all here on Zoom. We love technology because it allows us to work our business from anywhere. It allows us to be at home. It allows us to be wherever we are to work our business. If your background or you're in a position that is not that business-like, mute out your camera, okay? Everybody doesn't need to see some of the things that are going on in your background, all right? I'm gonna just keep it that way, keep it clean. I'm gonna leave it that way. You guys be mindful of the fact that you're on camera. And if you're on camera and you're not paying attention or in the frame or doing the things that you should be doing, just mute your camera. Okay, turn your camera off and you'll be fine. All right, I'll leave it at that. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to start breaking out into our Zoom rooms. I'm going to talk about what we are actually going to be covering here in our breakout rooms. We're going to have 4 breakout rooms. Actually, there's going to be 5 trainings, but there are going to be 4 breakout rooms. The first breakout room is going to be building great credit. This is for those of you who have come into my econ and you're working on your credit. You want to build your credit. You got questions about credit. We're going to have that room. CEO Infinity, Mr. Keith Tucker is going to be doing building great credit. Then for those of you who are really interested in minimizing your taxes, doing record keeping, that's important, especially where the first of the year, you need to be able to understand how to maximize your business deductions so that you can track everything so that next year when you file your taxes, you'll have everything together. CEO Infinity, Mr. John Pettifer will be teaching that class. If you want to know how you're going to get paid and how does the pay system work inside of my econ, we have a compensation class. That's going to be taught by the co-founders, Mr. Alvin Curry and Mr. Ivy Stokes. If you want to know how to market online, we heard about the 500, the 600, the 800 folks, personal folks. That's the social media marketing class. That class is going to be taught none other than by CEO Infinity, Mr. CJ Carter, and Mr. Javier Medina. So they're going to be teaching that. And then here, this is what we call the main room. Inside of the main room, I'm going to be teaching the automated marketing system. So if you're brand new and you just want to get your system set up, we'll talk about teaching the automated marketing system. So there's 5 classes that's going on. Each class will be 1 hour long. And so you'll have an opportunity to get 2 classes today. You'll be able to jump into one class, take that class, and then we'll take a 10-minute break after that hour. and then you'll jump into another class, and you'll be able to take that class as well. And then after the 2 classes, we're all going to come back into this room, and Mr. Stokes is going to make his announcement as it relates to the promotion that we have coming up here today. That's going to be starting here today. Now, one of the things that I will say is that you have the ability to jump in and out of rooms. I encourage you to jump in a room and stay in that room. I can't keep you from jumping out of the room, but I encourage you to stay in the room because you need to get the lesson for that particular class. And so jumping in and out between 4 or 5 different classes, trying to get all 5, that's not going to work. And in fact, we will do this every Saturday. So what you don't get this Saturday, you'll be able to get our next Super Saturday. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is, and if you don't see the room, if you jump out and you don't see the room, down at the bottom, there will be 3 dots that say more, and you'll be able to click on that and find other rooms. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to open the rooms. All of the instructors for the rooms, you'll need to go into your room. You should know what your room is. We're going to go ahead and click on open the rooms. So at this point, you guys can select the room that you want to join. Go ahead and join that room. Your presenter, your trainer should be in that room. So we're going to take a couple minutes here to give you guys an opportunity to start hopping into your breakout rooms.
Mr. June, I have a question real quick.
Yes.
Will all of the sessions still be available for the replay?
They will not.
Okay.
And I'm new and I see that there's no option for this, so I should just click nothing since I'm in the main room.
Do you not see, so you don't see an option? Down at the bottom, there should be 3 buttons that say more. If you click on that, that should give you an option to the breakout rooms. Click on, you only see 1 join?
It might be to the side, to the left or the right if you're on a cell phone or mobile device.
Hey Jude, I was having the same issue. It looks like when you click on breakout rooms and then you click on rooms, you have to minimize unassigned so that the rooms pop up. So it took me a while to find it as well.
Okay, say that again. Here.
So when you click on the breakout room button, if you're on a laptop, there should be a button that says breakout rooms. If you're on a mobile device, it probably says more. But once you tap on that, it shows that there's 4 rooms, but unless you minimize the unassigned room, they won't pop up, right? At least on desktop.
Okay.
And June, when I click on the buttons, I have the option on my device. I have Q&A and meeting settings and disconnect.
You don't see a breakout.
No. Wait, no, I see something up at the.
And we're doing it this way because some people are getting into other classes, but they might want to get to this class or another class. So you got an opportunity to get 2 classes today. So so take advantage of this. This is a whole new system that we're doing, but we think it's going to be very beneficial because people can get the things that they really want out of these classes. Okay, so now we're here. We're ready to rock and roll here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start sharing my screen here. So everybody just hang tight. All right. So you should be viewing my screen now. In my time. And before I start with the subject matter today on tax memorization, remember, we do have a pre-recorded video inside the membership. So when you go back to the back office and you log in and you get back here, you see all these thumbnails that you can click on. Okay, so there's the minimized tax. There's a video. I'm talking for about an hour on some of this stuff back there. So if you want to see some other things, feel free to go back here and revisit this as well. And understand that we're not here to try to make you a tax professional, okay? We're not trying to make you a master on taxes. But what we are doing is we're trying to get you to understand the mechanics of taxes. How does taxes work? Because in this country, and as we grow up and we go through all our years of working, what tends to happen is we get all of our financial information from our families, we get our financial information from our friends, and that may or may not be exactly the correct information, okay? And things that are misinformation or even disinformation have been repeated so many times, it's become gospel. So you hear people say, well, the only thing the sure in life is deducting taxes. Well, it's not all the time that you pay taxes. I'm going to give some examples today to prove that, okay? And the difference is some people pay more than others. It tends to be people that know more about the mechanics of taxation in this country tend to pay less. Those that don't know very much, when they take the position, I don't want to learn anything, that's just too much stuff for me to deal with. Well, they tend to have the problem of overpaying their taxes, okay? Now, the first thing I want to say is this. As we have this conversation, sometimes I run into people and they'll say things like, well, the government doesn't want me to do this. They really want us to pay all these taxes. Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to let you be the person that determines yay or nay. But I'm going to tell you something. The government writes the rules, okay? And there's a scripture in the Bible, render to Caesar what is Caesar. And in our scenario, Caesar's going to be the IRS, okay? They make the rules. So what we got to do is we got to go by the guidelines of the IRS, correct? So it makes sense to go look to them for the information, not your friend, not even my econ. See, I don't want you to be saying, well, John said. I don't want you to be saying, well, my econ said. No, all the information that I covered today is going to be sourced from the IRS. Okay? And sometimes people say, well, how does the IRS know? Or how do you know people didn't pay taxes? The IRS reports this information on how many people actually paid taxes and how many people did pay taxes. And they only know this based on the filings. All right? Now, there's a couple of pieces of information that I'm going to be sourced from, so I want to show you where that is in your back office. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to say is, if you go to your back office and you scroll down, okay, right here, we have something called a document set. We have tons and tons and tons and tons of documents inside my econ. Okay, so I want to click this and open them all up. So as you can see, we got a whole bunch of stuff here. Now I'm going to click on all just to give you an idea of what's back here. We're not covering all this stuff. I'm not going to read all this stuff, but it's a whole bunch of stuff. Now here's what I would say to you. You may be new in my econ. See, people join my econ for various different reasons. Some of them have joined just to fix their credit. Some of them have joined just because their friend asked them and they thought it was a good idea. Some people joined just because they wanted their friend to stop asking them to join. Some people join because they want an opportunity to make money. Some people join because they want an opportunity to lower taxes. We have a lot of varying different reasons. But understand, my econ is not one-dimensional. My econ is multi-dimensional financially. So what you want to understand is your finances is not just how much money you make. How much money you make is a part of it. How much taxes you pay is a part of it. How good is your credit is a part of it, because that determines expenses. When you buy a home, when you buy a car, the payment is going to be based on your credit. How much debt do you have? How much do you have going out the door? See, when you got more debt, you pay more interest. When you pay more interest, you lose access to the dollars. You don't lose the dollar that day. You don't just lose the dollar that day. You lose everything that dollar could ever become in the future if you had invested. That plays a part in your finances. Okay? So the people that think, if I just make more money, I'll be okay. That's not true. If you make more money and keep doing all the same things you've been doing with your money, you are going to have the same problems. Okay? So inside here, we got documents. One document I want to bring to your attention is the Common Tax Deductions packet right here under Training and Support Materials. So this is a quick packet that we put together that talks about the tax advantages of a home-based business. And we use this for training. We use this as a quick go over for when we're talking to associates, or even if you were sitting with just talking with somebody over lunch and you say, let me just show you some things about taxes. And they were a prospect. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say do that because that's a lot of information and it's going to be a much longer conversation. But sometimes if you're just talking to a friend and you're just trying to get them to get some concepts, it might make sense. Pull that up and show it to them. Because see, people are judging you instead of the information. And what you got to do is you got to bring third-party information. See, they're judging you based on your past, not your present. So you got to make sure that you are using things that have nothing to do with you so they can start seeing things differently, okay? Now, another area, right down here, we have a training manual. Some people buy the printed manual. So you can initial the box upon signing up to get this in print. But it comes digitally to everyone's website. There's so many people that have absolutely no idea that we have all our training in writing. Okay? We don't leave anything to chance in my econ. We don't have a whole bunch of guesswork. We say run the system. If it's not in writing, it cannot be followed. Okay? So we make sure everybody's website has all the same information. Well, if you go right here, number 2, correct tax withholding is here. Number 3, build better credit is here. Number 4, minimize taxes is here. Now, the document that I'm going to be using today is going to be the minimized taxes. Okay? This is going to be number 4, part 4 of the training manual. So if you just click it, it downloads. Okay? I gotta log in here again. So it downloads. Let's go back into the training manual. Let's go back to minimize taxes. Bam, you see it downloading, right? Now, even before I open up that, I want to show a couple things here. Now, we're going to be talking about tax deductions. Those who have more deductions will pay less taxes. See, it's not a law that you have to pay taxes, but it is a law that everyone must file taxes. But those who have more deductions and more credits will pay less. And if the deductions and credits outweigh the tax liability, then your payment is going to be 0. I've been in business for 26 years now. Majority of those years, I paid 0 federal taxes. 0. And all through the years, income had been going up, going up, going up, going up every year. Making more and more and more money every year. Going into making 6 figures in a year in the income. And then when I filed the tax, because of deduction, because of credits that I've learned about in my income, 0 federal tax. Now imagine if you knew this over the last 20 years, and you saved yourself $5,000–6,000 a year on your taxes, and you're able to take that money and use it strategically to pay down debt. Use that money strategically to invest. Where would you be today? Now, we can't do anything about the past, but we can do something about the present. And what we do in the present determines our future. Okay? So, let's get back to the question. Does the government want me to lower my taxes? See, for the last 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, wherever it is, Congress have had laws in place. And the laws in place have been on the books for business owners to get more taxes or tax deductions or tax breaks, or some may call loopholes, than the average employee. See, I don't want you to be in my econ and you sit around saying, well, you know, I'm just here for my credit. That's fine. Fix your credit. You want to fix your credit, but don't remove yourself from all the other things. So you need all these things here. All this stuff we got, the W-4 correction. You need the My Credit system. You got to get out of debt. You need the debt elimination system. You need to minimize tax. You need the cash flow management software to help you minimize the tax. We're going to talk about that today. So now, let's get down to it. Tactical strategies. Can't go over that today, but that's important. This is building your financial plan, guys and ladies. Now let's get to it. I'm gonna go right here. Now this is CNBC. This is not my econ. It says these 91 companies pay no federal taxes in 2018. Now we got some in 2022 and all that, but I think the point is there are other entities inside this same system that pay no taxes. And I say entities inside this system called America. See, it says nearly 100 companies in the Fortune 500 had an effective tax rate of 0 or less in 2018, according to a new report. So as I get down through here, and I want you to understand something. See, we're getting ready to go into what is a huge, what is called political season. There's an election coming up, and you're going to hear all kinds of things that are said. Now, some of those things will be true. Some of those things won't be so true. But I think you got to understand this. It don't matter who wins the presidency. It doesn't matter who wins Congress. It doesn't matter who wins the Senate. These laws are still going to be on the books either way. And whoever wins, whether it's the Democratic Party, whether it's the Republican Party, guess what? None of those people are going to come to your house and help you get your finances straight. I know what they say. I'm talking about what they do. I've not found one president over the last 40-something years of my life that came to my house and said, John, I want to help you get this thing straight. I've not seen one senator knock on my door or call my phone and say, I want to help you get your life straight. Now, they will text my phone and say, give me some money. They'll text my phone and say, what can I help you do today? Okay? Now look at this. Look at this list. Some of these people on this list you don't know. Avis Budget. You know who that is? Group. That's the rental car company. Now they charge you taxes when you rent the car, but they ain't paying no tax. JetBlue. You get your butt on that plane and you fly. They charge you taxes, but they not paying tax in this area. Duke Energy. You paying your electric bill. Okay? Levi. You putting the Levi Strauss on your butt. You buy the Levi, the blue jeans. They charge you taxes in the store. They not paying no taxes. Whirlpool. You get yourself a refrigerator. You get yourself a dishwasher, right? Same thing, Ryder. This is a transportation company. U.S. Steel. All the steel in America. Look at what's going on here. Look at this. Goodyear. You buying tires. They pay no tax. They shipping packages. They pay no tax. Chevron. You buying gas. They pay no tax. Delta Airlines. Another airline. They pay no tax. Let's keep going. Honeywell. You buying all kinds of stuff. Okay, air conditioning, heating and cooling. They ain't pay no tax. Netflix. They ain't pay no tax. General Motors. They ain't pay no tax. MGM. Casino. Resorts. Hotels. They ain't pay no tax. Hey, what's going on? Starbucks. You getting $5 coffee? They ain't pay no tax. DTE Energy. They ain't pay no tax. Amazon. Jeff Bezos. They ain't pay no tax. What's up? Alaska Air, another airline. Ally Financial, that's the bank. Harbor Financial Services, they ain't paying nothing. See, you got to get this in your mind. You can't be sitting around here talking about the government gonna get, I'm gonna get in trouble if I do this stuff that I'm talking about. How come these people ain't get in trouble? See, you can't be taking that position of, see, what happens is we start to hear wealth principles. And because we haven't been taught these things, because we haven't been having these conversations, it sounds foreign. It sounds incorrect. It sounds wrong because we've been in the wrong circles. We've been in the wrong rooms. We've been listening to the wrong people. If you are the smartest person in your circle, you in the wrong circle. You need to get around people that know more than you. HD supply, this is all a bunch of supplies on building supply. I can go on and on and on. On and on and on. Let's go over here. 30 big companies. Pay no tax. See, I don't want you to be talking about what my econ was trying to get me. No, I want you to, what my econ trying to get you to do is understand. Okay? Charter Communications, this is your cable company. They made income 3.68 billion, not million, not 100,000, billion with a B. That's 0.000000000. Okay? Tax rebate, 7 million. What's that mean? The government paid them 7 million. They made 3.68 billion. But because they had all these deductions and credits, the government had to give them 7 million. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand? Their tax rate, see, your tax rate is 25%, 30%, right? But over here, they negative 0.2% in telecommunications. What about Nike? Just do it, right? You run around saying, just do it, just do it. Well, they did it. 2 billion. They did it. They made 2 billion. The government gave them 109 million. Do you understand? See, when I get deep into this conversation, and don't be sitting around here scared to take your deduction. Everybody taking deductions, they know about deductions. You didn't take any because you didn't understand you were supposed to take any. Okay, nobody taught you this, right? Salesforce, Dish Network, American Electric Power. I don't know who this person is. DT Energy, we talk about them. Excel Energy, Consolidated Edison, yeah. Nucor, FedEx. Okay, Advanced Micro Devices, these are computer chips. We go on and on. First Energy. Okay, all these. See, I'm trying to get you mentally ready to understand. It's your right. See, in America, it's your birthright to go into business. How do I know? Because all you need is a name and a social security number, and you could be a sole proprietor in America and have a business. Well, when you join MyEcon, you join MyEcon as a sole proprietor, and all you needed was your name and your social security number. You are automatically in business, and now you qualify for all the deductions that I'm getting ready to talk about. And there's even more that I'm not even going to talk about. Okay? So we done talking about this HP, all this. We done. So let's get down to it. Let's get into the document. So we're talking about minimize tax. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this bigger. Okay? Or make this bigger. So you can kind of really see what I'm talking about here. I don't want you to be, because I know some of y'all are on the phones, and those phones got small screens. So in this document, there's a lot of information here. Talks about our system. I'm not going to cover this. I'm not going to read this verbatim. But I want you to pull this document. I want you to download this document. I want you to have it on, save to your phone somewhere, save to your computer somewhere. I want you to start reading this document. And the more you read it, and you don't just get this class once. You want to get this class over and over and over again until you get it, till you master it. And you have not mastered it until you can teach it to someone else. And when you can teach it to someone else, not only are you changing your life, you can change somebody else's life. That's why I love MyEcon. I love being able to put down or put into people something that can help them grow and go to the next level. That just gets me fired up every time. I love what we do at MyEcon. And sadly to say, there's a lot of people that we talk to about MyEcon that'll never join MyEcon and they'll never understand what we're doing. And what you got to understand is that's okay. And it doesn't matter if a person is in MyEcon, but they have to do everything that MyEcon is talking about if they're ever going to be financially successful. That's what's important. And MyEcon is the best vehicle to facilitate all these things. See, you have to be a business owner to get the deduction. Most people don't have a prepackaged business. They don't have something that they can just, a product that they've been thinking about and all that. We've done that for you here at MyEcon. You don't have to think about what the products are. You got the nationwide footprint. You got a customer service team. You can do business in all 50 states. You got a support system, you got a training system, we got it all here. All you do is plug in. It's no different as if you bought a McDonald's. You don't have to figure out, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, you don't have to figure out all these contracts and products and how much things don't cost. No, you just buy the system and make money. In my econ, you buy the system and you make money, okay? Now, let's go down. Tax record keeping guy, purpose, okay? My econ, nor its associates are in the business of giving tax advice. So I'm saying that I'm not a tax advisor. My econ is not a tax advisor, but we do educate you on some of the things that the IRS is saying so you can apply them. Okay? It's real simple. Now here's the thing. These are two very important things here. Profit intent plus. You must work the business with the intent to earn a profit, and the business deductions must be ordinary and necessary. Business expenses are the cost of carrying on in a trade of business. These expenses are usually deductible if the business is operated with the intent to make a profit. What that means is you got to be trying to make money. You don't just document some things just for the sake of documentation, but you got to be making an intent to make money. Now, you don't got to be good at making money, but you got to be trying to make money. And if you do all the things that we tell you to do, eventually you are going to make money. Okay? To be deductible, a business expense must be connected with or pertaining to your trade or business and be both ordinary and necessary. An ordinary expense is one that is common and accepted in your trade or business. A necessary expense is one that is helpful and appropriate for your trade or business. An expense does not have to be indispensable to be considered necessary. B, generally, you cannot deduct personal, living, or family expenses. However, if you have an expense for something that is used partially for business and partially for personal purposes, divide the total cost between the business and personal parts. You can deduct as a business expense only the business part that meets the general business deduction rules of being ordinary and necessary business expense. Below, you will see a list of common business deductions. We focus on the common deductions listed below, but once you understand the concept, you will be able to understand and record any deduction. Now, we picked these specific deductions here to talk about in my econ because typically, even before you got involved in my econ, you probably had expenses in these areas. So what's happening is things that are formerly non-deductible in your life, they tend to become deductible based on you joining my econ and doing a few different things differently on a daily basis. Car and truck expenses. See, you've been driving your car for the last 10 years or 5 years or 20 years or whatever, right? You get no deduction for going down there to your job. But if you're in business, you get a deduction. We'll show you how to do that. Travel. You've been traveling and going to Aruba and Mexico and Vegas, all that, but you can write it off on your tax as an employee. As a business owner, you can. Meals, going out to eat, that can now become something that is now deductible. Interest expenses, interest on your credit card, interest in your car payment, that could be deductible. Wages, that could be taking care of your children, feeding them, clothing them, and taking care of. We're going to talk about these in detail. Home office expenses. A lot of us have, like I'm in my office right now. This is one room in my house. I have an office. Gifts. We give gifts all the time. And as an employee, it's not deductible. But as a business owner, it is. Depreciation. That's the depreciated value of something. Insurance. Okay? Other expenses. Qualified business income. So let's get down to it. Okay? So I'm going to go to the first one here. Now, this is from publication 463. This is a publication that the IRS has put together that talks about this. Now, it's probably 10,000 pages inside the whole publication. We don't pull the whole publication because you don't need the whole publication to understand what we're talking about. But you do need the part of the publication that talks about the very specific deduction. This is page 13 of publication 463 on the IRS website. Now, What we did is we pulled that information, and you can click this and go and see all this stuff here. But right here, what we do is we pull this information. Now, when you see these dotted lines here, this is where we say, focus in here. IRS didn't put these dotted lines. IRS did everything else. My account put these dotted lines in because we don't want you to miss this part. So let's read a little bit about transportation so we start understanding. This chapter discusses expenses that you can deduct from business transportation when you aren't traveling away from home, as defined in Chapter 1. These expenses include the cost of transportation by air, rail, bus, taxi, etc., and the cost of driving and maintaining whose car? Your car. So what that paragraph just said, if you use any form of transportation in conjunction with business, it is deductible. Whether it's on an airplane, whether it's on a train, whether it's on a bus, whether it's a taxi, or you can change that to Uber. And if you're driving your car, that's what that means, guys and ladies. So let's continue. Transportation expenses include the ordinary and necessary cost of all of the following: getting from one workplace to another in the course of your business or profession, when you are traveling within the city or your general area that is your tax home. Tax home is defined in Chapter 1. Visiting clients or customers, going to a business meeting away from your regular workplace, getting from your home to a temporary workplace when you have one or more regular places of work. The temporary workplaces can either be within the area of your tax home or outside that area. Now, how do you bring this home to you and your advantage? Okay. Number one, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's go back here. I'm gonna go back to the website here. You got to get yourself. Go here. I want you to go back to the website. I'm gonna go down here to the bottom. Some more items. Okay. We have a couple things. We have a store here. I click on store. We got a couple things. Sales aids. If you go here to sales aids, there are brochures here, printed brochures about what we do. I will suggest having some of them for the purposes of tax deduction. We'll talk about why in a minute. Let's go back. I would suggest go here, give yourself some business cards. When we talk about you in business and got no business card, that don't make any sense. Get yourself some cards. But have something that has your name, has your website, has the phone number. If you don't like your phone number on there, you can get a Google number, whatever the case may be. We'll get you some business cards. Now, this is gonna solve two problems or take care of two things. Number one, you look like a business person and a professional when you have a business card. If someone asks you, do you have some information on your company, then you got what? A brochure as well. Now you're using all these in conjunction with the automated marketing system and everything, but this also helps you qualify temporary work locations. So let me give you an example of how a temporary work location can work. If you leave your house and you just go straight to work, that's just basically commuting miles. You can't get any deduction for that. But if you left your house, and a lot of times what we do is we stop off and we get coffee, right? We stop off and we get gas, right? So if we do those things, here's where the business card or brochure comes in. As you're doing what you normally do, and you got to also do it on purpose. Because sometimes people say, well, I don't stop anymore. Well, why don't you make a stop? And we'll talk about why it's important to make this stop. Okay? Now, you stop off relatively close to your house, within a mile or so. Stop off at a gas station, put gas in your car, get some coffee, whatever. And then what you do is you pull out a business card, and you now give that business card to anybody in line, anybody that's around, and say, hey, you know what? Hey, my name is John, my name is Mary, whatever. Have a business owner in town, and I would just like to give you one of my business cards. Is that okay? They'll always say yes. Well, now what you're doing is you're soliciting for new business and customers at that location. That location, whether it's a Starbucks, whether it's a Panera Bread, whether it's a gas station, has now become a temporary work location. Now what happens is you now qualify this as a business trip. Now you leave from that gas station. You leave from that Panera. You leave from that Starbucks. So you just take yourself on to work like normal. Now when you get to work, you also probably have lunch and stuff like that. What you can do is you can also give somebody, you don't have to, but you can. Hey, give somebody a business card on lunch. You go to lunch with your coworkers all the time, right? Hey, I help people lower their taxes. I help people improve their credit. I also help people learn how to make money with their smartphone. And I want to just give you one of my business cards. And if you could pass it on to anybody that you might know that might need these services, please have them give me a call. Now you're also soliciting new business, aren't you? Well, why are you doing it on lunch? Because now that lunch that you paid for anyway, that you was going to buy anyway, that's now a business lunch. So now that's 50% deductible because now business has now taken place in the same place where the food was served. The government says that is now a business deduction for a business meal. See, you see what happened there? You were gonna buy the meal anyway. You was gonna get in your car and drive from your house to work anyway, but now the miles from the temporary work location and now to work is now tax deductible miles. Whoa, that's huge, guys. That's huge. Do this every day of your life. See, stop on purpose. Don't be talking about I ain't got time. Don't be talking about it's too cold. Let me show you something. I'm gonna pull out my trusty calculator here. Let's get to it. Here's the calculator. Hope y'all can see that. Now let's say you do this, and let's say you drive your car 15,000 miles a year. But 80% of the time, you've been able to do something like this and create a business mile or a business deduction 80% of the time. So we multiply this times 0.8. What you have is 12,000 miles. So you drive your car 15,000 miles anyway. But now you got 12,000 business miles. Now we go here, it talks about the standard mileage rate. See it right here? Now this they always have it for the previous year when we have these in here. Okay, for 2022, standard mileage rate, and IRS hasn't done it for 23 yet because we filed it for the previous year. Even when you file your taxes now, right? And when they do, they'll usually put this out by March, April. It'll be here. We'll update it back in my email. But it says for operating your car for business use, 58.5 cents. So if you multiply this times 0.585, bam, that is a $7,020 tax deduction for just driving your car. Now, how does that help you? If you're in a 25% tax bracket, meaning typically 25% of your income is taxed, this is going to be real cash savings of 25% of this number. So if I multiply this times 0.25, that puts $1,755 in my pocket just for driving my car. You see what happened there? You can't afford not to do this. See, people they get out of my account because they don't understand. They didn't come to training. They didn't get on. They didn't look at these videos. They didn't learn anything, and they start talking about why am I paying this $39.95? So you can write off all your miles. That's why, right? So you get this $1,755 every year. I do that for the next 10 years. That's $17,550. Now, that in the scheme of things don't sound like a lot. But what if that was put into your 401k? That's money that was going to your 401k that wasn't going to be there. Over time, that's probably $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Do you want the $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 or no? Now let's continue. Talk a little more about this. Now you can use actual car expenses or you can use the standard mileage. So there we go, actual car expenses. If you use your car for business purposes, you may be able to deduct your car expenses. Okay, you can generally use one of two of the following methods: standard mileage rate. That's what I just talked about. That was the standard mileage rate. Just do it. That's the easiest and simplest way to do it. Or you can do something called actual car expenses. Now, even if you do actual car expenses, which is expenses that are a part of the operating the vehicle that you're going to deduct, you would have to, number one, you would have to still track all your mileage, because you got to figure out what percentage of your driving was business. And based on that percentage is how much you deduct in actual car expenses. So either way, you still got to track your expenses. Your mileage. Now, when you do this using the cash flow manager, we're going to talk about that in a little while. But you use the cash flow manager to track all this stuff. But now, let's go down here. What type of car expenses? Right here. Actual car expenses. Depreciation is the value of the vehicle. Okay? So that there's a percentage of the value of the vehicle that can be depreciated. Licenses. Every time you renew your licenses, that can be deductible. When you buy gas, that can be deductible. When you get your oil change, that can be deductible. If you have tolls, that can be deductible. Lease payments, that can be deductible. The car insurance, that can be deductible. The garage rent, if you have a space that you have to pay for, right? Parking fees, that can be deductible. Registration fees, when you register a vehicle, that can be deductible. Getting repairs, new tires, getting, a tune-up and all this, that can be deductible. Now, let's say you spent between all these things $25,000. Just giving a number. But 80% of the time you are doing business in that car. 80% of the $25,000 would be deductions for vehicle. That's how that would work. Okay? Now, it's huge. But even if you just use the mileage rate, you can also go here. I want you to see something. Interest. Many of us have car payments. If you're an employee, you cannot deduct any interest paid on your car loan. This applies even if you use your car 100% used for business as an employee. Now think about this. Both parties are using the car for the same thing. If you get in your car and you drive down to work, why are you doing it? So you can make some money, so you can take care of yourself, right? I'm in business. I get in my car and I drive down the road so I can try to make me some money too. The government's going to allow me to write that off of my taxes and not you as an employee. The employee gets the worst end of the stick. See, you're going to have people tell you, they think they're smart. I don't need to do all that business stuff you talking about. Oh, yes, you do. You're a fool if you don't. You're foolish. You have to do this, or you're going to overpay in taxes. But now, however, if you are self-employed, in my economy, you are self-employed, and you use your car in your business, you can deduct that part of the interest expense that represents the business using your car. For example, if you use your car for 60% business, you can deduct 60% of the interest on your Schedule C. And Schedule C is the form that everybody files when they have a business. It's connected to your 1040. So if you had $4,000 in interest for the year in your car payment, now 60% of that interest that you're going to pay that payment anyway is now what? Deductible. Deductible. Can't do it as an employee, guys. You need to be in my econ and stay in my econ until you're no longer here. Because my econ is the easiest implementation. You're in business. If the IRS call you and say, what kind of business you got? I got a marketing business. They say, let me see your website. Boom, pull up my account website. It's clear. What kind of product do you sell? Boom, go to the product page. It's clear. Easy, 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 guys. Parking fees and tolls, we already talked about that. Let's continue. This is publication 463, page 3. Now we're talking about travel. So you're going on vacation anyway. Why don't you get a deduction for going on vacation? Why do you think companies have board meetings in Hawaii? So they can write it off. Now you've been going to Hawaii and Mexico and Cabo and the Virgin Islands, and you've been getting on Carnival. And you ain't been able to write it off, you're an employee. But now, me and you can get on Carnival, we can decide to go to Carnival. And all I do is I text you, or I call you, or I email you, and I say, I want to qualify this as a business trip. I say, hey, let's check out Zingo Travel. Let's check out Zingo Travel. Let's see how good the deals are on our travel membership. And let's book a cruise to, a 7-day cruise on Carnival. And while we're there, let's talk a little bit about some of our upcoming goals for the year, what we want to do in business. I've not qualified that in writing that this is a business trip. I'm qualified. If you go into the family reunion, you send everybody an email and say, hey, while we there, I want to talk to y'all on Tuesday or on Saturday, whatever, right? And I'll say, hey, look, I want to show y'all how we can grow the family legacy, how we can lower the taxes and build investments. I want to show y'all more about how it is we're wealth building. And I think we can use this as a family to grow. You're not qualified that as a business trip. And then when you get there, you do a little mic kind of presentation, you have people watch a video, you talk a little bit, boom, guess what? You did business. On that Carnival cruise, y'all sit down over breakfast and y'all looking out at the ocean and drinking mimosas or whatever y'all doing, and you talking about goals for about 15 to 20 minutes. Then you talk about how great the deal was for Zingo Travel. Guess what? That's now a business meeting on the boat. Now the airfare to and from is deductible. Now the cruise ship is deductible. See what happened there? See, if you temporarily travel away from your tax home, you can use this chapter to determine if you have a deductible travel expense. This chapter discusses traveling away from home, temporary assignment of a job, or what travel expenses are deductible. It also discusses the standard meal allowance rules for travel inside and outside the United States. Oh, well, you go outside the United States? Luxury water travel? We there too? Deductible convention expenses? Travel expenses defined for tax purposes. Travel expenses are the ordinary and necessary expenses of traveling away from home for your business or professional job. It's normal for us to travel. Why? Because we got travel membership that we sell. We need to try the product out and see how good it is, don't we? An ordinary expense is one that is common and accepted in your trade or business. It's common to go places in our business. It's common to travel in our business. Why? Because we sell travel memberships. That's one reason. And we can do business anywhere because our business is inside our smartphone. A necessary expense is one that is helpful and appropriate for your business. It's helpful, it's appropriate for me to understand that we got on a good cruise line using our service. Okay, let's talk about traveling away from home. You're traveling away from home if your duties require you to be away from the general area of your tax home. Well, the cruise ship ain't here in Metro Detroit with me. I'm required to get over there to see the cruise ship. Substantially longer. Cruise ships, they leave from Florida, they leave from the East Coast. It takes me some days to get there. It takes some time, some hours to get there. It's not reasonable to say I can fly there and get back in the same day. So guess what? I had to get on the airport. You need to sleep or rest to meet the demands. Yes. I can't be sitting up talking about I'm gonna have a meeting with you and I can't get rested the night before. What you talking? What you mean? They make this stuff real easy, y'all. Real easy to understand. Real easy to do. Now, transportation. Travel by airplane, train, bus, car, between your home and your business destination. If you are provided a free ticket or you are riding free as a result of a frequent flyer travel program, your cost is zero. If you travel by ship, see lovely water travel, cruise ships, so they got rules for all of this. Taxi, commuter bus, airport limousine. I get a limousine. Lodging, meals. Hey, what if I got to get something dry clean while I'm there? A telephone, you just use regular telephone here. Hey, you give somebody a tip, you tip them, right? You're not gonna be a good tipper, hey, just write it off. The bottom line is this. The first example is driving your car, you can do that anyway. The second example is travel. That's $2,000 to $5,000 a year for the average person. So if you got $7,000, remember what we did in the first example, 7,000. Let's go back to my trusty calculator. I want to keep a running tally here. And I'm gonna write it down just in case I have to do another calculation or something. So what y'all think about this? So right now, it was 7,000, I think, in 20. Let's say we got $4,000 on travel. So right now, we're at $11,020 in deductions. And remember, as a rule of thumb, every $10,000 will save you at least $2,500 in real cash on your tax. Okay? Now, you might be saying, well, John, where did I put all this stuff? We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's keep going. Meals. Let's get down to the meals. Got some meals in. See, everything I'm telling you, we're going to back up. This came from where? Publication 463, page 10. This did not come from John Vincent Pettiford. This not come from Alvin Curry. This not come from my econ. Came from the IRS. See, people say, well, there's three people I don't mess with, the IRS. Well, we don't mess with it either. But we do get with it. We get with it. Meals and entertainment. You can no longer take a deduction for any expenses related to activities generally considered to provide entertainment, amusement, or recreation. Now, a few years ago, it was the exact opposite. I'm kind of irritated that they changed this part. Because it used to be that you could do anything that was considered, because anything for amusement, that's going to Cedar Point, Six Flags, that's going to Disney World, that's going to entertainment. You can go to see the Blue Man Group in Vegas, recreation, whole bunch of stuff all in these categories. And you can be able to write, you used to be able to write that off. It's now changed, but that used to be a good deal. But no, here we go. Let's continue. You can continue to deduct 50% of the cost of business meals if you or your employee, if you have some, are present and the food or beverages aren't considered lavish or extravagant. You can deduct 100%, say again, 100% of your meal expenses if the meals and the food or beverage are provided by a restaurant or where we eat when we go out. Is that a restaurant? Is it not? When you go out to eat, is that a restaurant? Maybe I'm in the wrong place. Yeah. Are they providing the food? Yeah. So if you go out and you spend $150 on Valentine, and your Valentine is your Valentine. You know who your Valentine is. It could be your wife, it could be your husband, it could be your girlfriend, whatever, right? But y'all take about 10, 15 minutes to talk about y'all financial goals, what y'all want to do, where y'all want to go in my econ. How y'all want to use this system to get you to where y'all want to be together. Do you understand that is a business meal? Do you understand that how many billions of dollars are spent on sometimes that? You write 100% of that off. See, you need to do this. And the government wants you to do this. How do I know? Because they wrote it. Now, here's America's position. Here's the government's position. They're like, we put it out there. Now, if y'all didn't read it, that's on y'all. See, they're not going to take this and put this in the school. They're not going to take this and make this a curriculum in the regular education system. Because people ask that question, why don't they just put this in school? Why don't they do that? Nobody be paying no taxes either. But now, what they can say is, if you get your butt over here and read, you get a deduction. Now, if you don't get over here and read, you get what you get. That's their position. So they ain't trying to do nothing new. They ain't gonna do nothing different. They ain't gonna add nothing. I know they tell you all these campaign ads, they be telling lies. They get ready to do this, they get ready to do. They don't do nothing. They already know what they gonna do. You might say, well, why do you write these laws like this? Well, think about it. What do Congress people do before they typically Congress people? Business people. What they gonna do when they leave? Be in business. Well, who they gonna write the law of the benefit? Themselves. Why would they write stuff like this? It's real simple. Now, you can read this and go through all of these. See how much time we have here. I gotta get through this. Interest. Okay? You can generally deduct as a business expense some or all of your interest that you pay or accrue during a tax year on debts related to your business. Interest relates to your business if you use the proceeds of the loan for a business. It can be a credit card, business expense. It does not matter what type of property secured the loan. You can deduct interest on any debt, if you meet the following requirements. You are legally liable for that debt. Both you and your lender intend that the debt be repaid. So you can't just have somebody just give you some money, right? You and the lender have a true debt creditor relationship. Okay? So you do that. Let's keep moving. Wages. This is a big one. This is a big one. Let's take a look at this. You may be able to claim employment credits such as the credits listed below. If you meet certain requirements, you must reduce your deduction for employee wages by the amount of employment credits that you claim, or the information about that. So you can read all this stuff here. This is just a little tip. That's a good tip if you plan on doing some of this. But let's get right down to this. Let's get an introduction here. How does this work? It says you can generally deduct the amount that you pay your employees for the services that they perform. The pay may be in cash. It could be in property or services. It may include wages, salaries, bonuses, commissions, or other non-cash compensation, such as vacation allowances and fringe benefits. So what that's telling you is anytime you pay somebody anything to do anything in your business, guess what? You get a deduction. So your job gets a tax deduction for you coming to work, and they pay you your wages or your salary, whatever. They deduct that from their taxes. They don't pay taxes on your salary. Now, what we do at My Econ is we teach you how to employ your children. See, you're already taking care of these children. You're already buying them stuff. You're already doing things for them. You're already giving them fringe benefits like PlayStation. You're already giving them fringe benefits like clothes on their back. You're already giving them fringe benefits like roof over your head. You're already giving them fringe benefits like lights to turn on. You're already giving them fringe benefits like water to wash up and brush the teeth. You're already giving them fringe benefits like a car to ride in with you. You're already giving them fringe benefits like lunch money. You're already giving them fringe benefits like cheerleading camp. You're already giving them fringe benefits like basketball camp. You're already giving them fringe benefits like what they call them little things, play dates and all this. Huh? Ain't that something? What if you got 2 kids? What if you got 3 kids? You can write off the stuff that you're paying for, feeding them, clothing, and taking care of them, to the tune of upwards to $12,000 or $13,000. Why? Because that's the standard deduction. Okay, so we go for this. Let's go here. Show you something. You want to go? I need this from here. So here. All right, let's go here. Standard deduction. 2024. All right. Now, let's go here. Okay, details for 2024 standard deduction, married couples filing jointly. Okay, $50 increase. Okay, for single taxpayers, the standard deduction is $14,600. So what that means is that the first $14,600 that anyone makes in this country is federally tax exempt. That's what the standard deduction means, ladies and gentlemen. So you could theoretically pay your son or daughter up to $14,600. You'll get a $14,600 tax deduction, and they don't have to pay any federal tax on $14,600 because it's federally tax exempt. So they wouldn't pay no taxes, and neither would you. Now you might be sitting there saying, well, whoa. Can we really do that, John? That sounds too good to be true now. Let's do some tests. To be deductible, your employees must pay, the pay must be ordinary and necessary. So you can't pay them $100 an hour for something that would typically be $15. Okay? This expense, and you must pay or incur. So you must pay. These and other requirements that apply in all business expenses are explained. In addition, the pay must meet both of the following tests. Test 1, it must be reasonable. Test 2, it must be for services performed. That means they got to do something. We're going to talk about what they can do. Even if they're young children, if they're toddlers, I'm going to show you how you do this. See, we need a 2-hour class for this stuff here. Because this is a lot of information. Okay? Look at this. Okay, now where do we get this from? So here we go again. Publication 15. This is not John, this is not my econ. Publication 15, page 13. Family employee. Well, look at here. It talk about family employees. Your child will be your family, correct? It says child employed by parents. What they say? Payments for the services of a child under the age of 18 who works for his or her parent in a trade or business are not subject to Social Security and Medicare tax if the trade or business is a sole proprietorship, which it is in my econ, or a partnership in which each partner is a parent of the child. Let's stop right there. So what that means is you ain't got to worry about Social Security and FICA tax and all that kind of stuff. You ain't got to worry about it. Not even a big deal. IRS said, mi casa su casa. Wow. Break room was getting ready to, all breakout rooms will close in 1 minute. Guys, I need way more time. Way more time. Way more time. But here's how you get this done. Let's continue here. If these payments are for work other than in a trade or business, such as domestic work in the parent's private home, wait a minute. See, we typically been given allowance for this stuff. Can't write off an allowance. They keep their room clean. They empty the dishwasher, they break the leaves, all that stuff, don't they? Guess what? You can get a deduction for that. You pay them $400, and then you charge them $400 to live with you. It costs you nothing every month. Take the $400 and send it over and put it in their account. Write them a check. Contract labor. Bam. That's how it works. And then you pull the money out and buy all school clothes, spend the money, take care of the house, whatever you need to do.
Recording in progress.
Our next class at 12:20. At 12:20, the next opt-ins will start. Okay, or the next breakouts. So you can choose your breakout room. We'll do it again in 10 minutes. Those of you that need to take a restroom break, you can take a restroom break. I'm going to be here. So if you have any questions, now's your time to ask questions, and we can get that done.
Hey, say Jim, quick question. I noticed that the breakout room didn't show up here like it did.
Yeah.
Will that option come back up within 10 minutes?
If you will scroll down and find that more button,
Yeah, I'm looking.
you'll find the breakout rooms will be there. But I haven't opened the room, so I'll open the rooms back up again when we get ready to do that. But yes, you should have that option when we get ready to open up the breakout rooms for the second.
Okay, gotcha. That's what it was. It was showing. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So what happened is that it put everybody back here into the main room. And then we're going to give you guys a 10-minute break. You got 9 minutes now. Give you a 10-minute break. And we'll start off again for the next breakout room.
Okay, appreciate you.
My pleasure. Any other questions? Any questions? It doesn't matter what your questions are. If you're here in the waiting room, waiting for the next breakout, any questions that you have, we'll answer your questions here now.
Hey, June. I just want to give you feedback. The social media breakout was awesome, June.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I'm loving it.
Hey, June, they say you the hardest working man in the
Man, I believe it. You better believe that. We work hard. You need to tell us stuff that.
Hey Joe, this is Keith Walden, cryptopreneur up here in New York. I feel second my colleague Marshawn Henderson just said, man, incredible social media training. Looking forward to this breakout. Incredible training. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, you can thank Mr. Javier Medina and Mr. DJ Carter. They are doing great things in my econ. I got people saying that they love the breakout, so I guess we're gonna, there's some hiccups because all of us are new to this. And I did not realize that if you're on an iPad, it might look different than if you're on your laptop. So we're gonna work out the quirks, we'll work out the wrinkles as we go, but this is what we're gonna be doing going forward with our Super Saturdays, because we really want you guys to pick and choose what you need. So some of you may need credit repair. Some of you may need social media. Some of you may be interested in a comp plan and knowing how you get paid. And so everybody doesn't have the same needs at the same time. But we'll be continuing to do this as we go along.
The credit repair class is great too.
Well, I expect all of our classes to be great because we got great leaders that are teaching and training.
Hello, Mr. Carter.
How you doing?
Everything was great, enjoying it all. Yeah, you don't come to.
Excellent.
No, my econ live, you have to say the word live after the .com. Yes, okay.
Hey, Mr. Collier, how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm blessed. You remember the last time we talked, I was struggling with figuring out how to download that app.
That's correct.
I'm telling you, I got one determined person. Every day, I expect to learn 2 things that I didn't know the day before. So I'm on my way, and I'm so excited.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I can't download that.
Somebody asked the question, will all of these breakout rooms be recorded? This is our first time doing this. And so the way the system works is it allows us to record the main room. I have not figured out if the co-hosts in the other breakout rooms can record it. And if they can, they have to record it to their hard drive. And so what we're telling you today is that it will not be recorded, but we'll be working on that so that in the future, we can get all of the breakout rooms recorded. Okay? Bear with us as we go through this growing process.
June, I just wanted to say, this is amazing. I love the setup and keep it going. Thank you so much. I'm learning like amazing. Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Excellent.
Mr. June Collier.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing amazing, man.
Okay, listen, CJ and Javier said that they need more time with other people so that they can be on more of these different platforms. They don't mind doing it. They don't mind doing it, but they gotta get y'all permission to get them in there. You and
CJ and Javier are more than welcome to come teach on my Tuesday night class and give you guys as much time as they want on my Tuesday night class. So we'll set it up for them.
Okay.
And we're gonna teach our Tuesday night class.
Okay. All right.
We got
Hi, Mr. Collier.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm Calvin, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, Mr. Collier, it was Mr. Poole that got me in the summer of June, in the last year. I didn't think I could do it. I had some doubts. I got a young lady signed us Wednesday, and now I'm gonna get my first paycheck, commission check next week.
Nice.
So I'm excited about it, Mr. Collier, and I'm just enjoying my the training today was awesome. And I, the base the lady, preached to us. I'm not gonna let anything stop. I'm a go gangster.
That's
I'm
right.
not letting all the negativity, that's not the extent of my age. I've invested too much time. I know that through my new time, I'm gonna receive a blessing, facilitate that to others out there. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, June Collier, I just want to make no mistake that we are not trying to put anybody in your place. We want just more fire. That's all. That we just want more fire because these men are 6 figures, So we just want that. And your information that you had last Thursday, tell me, is it already recorded now that we can go through?
Last Thursday. You talking about the social media training?
Right.
Yeah, it is recorded. I need to check and see if I uploaded it, but I'll make sure I get it. If it's not uploaded, I'll make sure it's uploaded when we get done here with success.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. Mr. Turner, I see your hand raised. You got a question? You can unmute yourself.
Yes, how are you today?
That's been amazing.
Great, great. Listen, I was trying to purchase the ID theft, but I couldn't find where it was to purchase it. It in the upgrade, it only took me to the single trial.
Okay, so where you're going to want to go, let me go here. We have stuff that changes all the time. I just want to make sure that we got it.
Right.
So I'm gonna share my screen.
Homepage products.
Yeah. Here we go. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. We still got about 2 minutes before we get started. So if you go to your homepage, make sure your name is up here. You go to your homepage. You're gonna click on the products. Under products, you will see the ID Defender. Okay.
Okay.
So just go to your homepage. Under products, you'll see the ID Defender.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got about 60 seconds before we get ready to start our new breakout. If you got a quick question, now is the time to ask before we go back into our breakouts.
Sir?
Yes.
I'm running a skipper. I'm trying to understand the breakout, my laptop. I know a little while ago you said we need to go to the breakout and choose our classes, and I chose my class. I was in the debit credit, get your credit. Right, I was in that class, and then all of a sudden I can't get back to you. It's like I'm trying to figure out how to, because Kirby told me I need to go to the credit class twice so I can learn my piece. So
So we're about to drop you back into the classes. The classes will automatically pop you out after 1 hour. So at 1:20, you're gonna get popped back out, back into this room. Okay. So I'm gonna open up the classes now because it is time for us to open these breakout rooms again. All right. You guys should see the breakout room. Go ahead and choose the room that you want to join, and we will see you back here in an hour.
Are we going back to the same one, June, or you go to a different one now?
You can go to a different one. If you didn't,
your thing came up as inviting me back to social media.
okay. You should see something that has the all of the other breakout rooms as well.
We'll find it.
All right. These are just look.
Mute all. Let's see. I'm gonna mute all. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna mute everybody, and how this presentation here is gonna work today is we're gonna do about 25 minutes of presentation slides, and at the end we're gonna open up a Q&A room. We're gonna, allow one person at a time to come up and ask a question, and we go ahead and answer them. So let's go ahead and dive into this information now. But we, time to hop on. I'm losing my voice here. I've been sick for a few days now, and after all the talking in the first one, it was a lot. So my voice starts fading away. You know why. So let's go ahead and dive into this information. So on this breakout room, we're going to show you how to really explode with social media, right? The fundamentals that you need to really, have a prosperous year here with my econ, utilizing social media. You're ready to really, grow your bag in 2024, to level up. It's a new era, and, to go out and really explore your business. Stay me down below. Let's manifest it. Let's claim it. Like I said, I want this room to be full of energy. I want you guys interacting the entire time, and note taker on the money makers. So also make sure that you are taking notes throughout this entire training. That way, this information is engraved in your mind. You don't just wake up tomorrow and forgot what you learned on this Super Saturday. So branding yourself. That's the first thing, ladies and gentlemen. You want to learn how to really brand yourself when you get introduced to social media. So you want to separate yourself from the rest. You know, who are you? Why should people follow or listen to you, and what you have to say, right? The second one is confidence. It's very important that you're confident. You know, energy is contagious, and if you create content with confidence, it will show, and it's going to make a world of difference. And number 3 is consistency. So you want to post a minimum of 6 times a week. Your business will eventually grow. You can either show up daily for your business or show up for the rest of your life for your job. And this is the most important step. So in this training, we're going to guide you step by step on the basic fundamentals that you need to really have a prosperous social media. And we're going to pass the floor on here to CJ, where he's going to be covering this slide on really setting up your social media for success. So the floor is yours, CJ.
All right. So,
hey, you know, I forgot we didn't introduce ourselves.
Yeah, I was just about to introduce myself.
I didn't even introduce myself the first time. So real quick, guys, my name is Javier Medina. I'm the CEO of Infinity with my econ, and this is.
My name is CJ Carter. I'm the CEO of Infinity with my econ as well. You know, we specialize in social media marketing. That's how we built our entire business. That's what we have, you know, the rest of our team do. We saw a lot of results doing so. So we want to share the same information with you guys that we share with our team. That is, you know, brought us so many results. You know, a few members of our team were mentioned today. You know, with getting over 100 or 500 plus signups. So I really want you guys to take notes with this information. It's going to be very, very juicy. We're also going to have a Q&A session at the end. So the first thing that you guys want to do when you're getting on social media here is you want to set yourself up for success. Oh, there we go. You want to set yourself up for success, right? So how many of you guys, by show of hands, you could just say me, if you join someone via online, like on social media, maybe you saw them on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, right? You could just say me. And if you didn't, you could just say, I did not, you know? But how many of you guys joined somebody online? Say me down below, okay? And while the me's are coming in, you know, I also want to ask y'all, out of the people who did join online, how many of you at some point looked at the person you joined, their profile, right? Their social media account, their profile. Maybe you're just doing some due diligence, or maybe you're trying to get some more information about how the business works or whatever, right? You could just say yes, or just to separate them. So the point that I'm making is at least 9 out of 10 people out there on the internet, they're gonna look at your profile, right? When they come across your post, the things that we're gonna tell you guys to do here, right? They're gonna come to your profile, and that can make a very big difference on the kind of results that you're gonna get. Okay, so knowing that they're gonna come to your profile, understand that if you answer some questions, some internal questions that people may or may not have, like maybe they don't have these questions consciously, but if you answer these questions, it's going to increase your results. Okay, so these questions are simple, right? Who are you? What do you stand for? And how can you help? These questions, if you answer them with certain things, how you structure your page, it's going to, how do I say, the more questions that you answer, the less that they're going to have to ask before deciding to join. If someone feels like they know a little bit about you, it's going to make them feel a little bit more comfortable and more receptive to the information that you're sharing with them, right? So anyways, let's make it simple, right? Who are you? For one, you can set up your profile picture. Make sure your profile picture is a picture of you, and a picture of you how you look in your videos, right? Not your grandson, you know, not you with a bunch of different family members. If it's like just you and your spouse or something, cool. But you want your profile picture to represent you, because it's your page, right? You also want to put your name on there. So if you look at the red circle part on the slide, it shows our names in bold letters there. This is I took a screenshot of our Instagram profile. So this is on Instagram. Now your username could be whatever you want it to be, right? It helps to make it something that's a little bit catchy, a little easy to remember. But most importantly, you want to put your name. Like you want people to know who you are. Also inside of the bio, like if you look at Candace's part at the bottom corner there, right? It says FL, mom of two, Pisces, right? Network marketing viral queen. These are things about her. On me, on my page, I put father, right? And credit repair. This is who I am. What do you stand for? You want to put CJ, you're. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I thought it was your internet mistake. I think it's mine.
Okay. Yeah. So the next question, what do you stand for? On both of our pages, we put a little quote that we live by because I think that it's important that people know that, you know, the things that you stand for, because it makes them feel more comfortable with you. It establishes a sense of rapport, right? So for ours, we put be the change you want to see, right? Now, you don't have to put a quote. You could also put, you know, like if you're like a religious person, you could put a Bible scripture. You know, a lot of people have like their favorite one that they live by. Just something that you live by. It's a good way to let people know that you're friendly, that you're someone that they can view as a good person, right? It's very important. Next, how can you help? Well, we put what is called a call to action. If you guys are writing notes, write that down. Call to action. A call to action is basically, what do you want them to do? Like, what is the purpose of what you want them to do, right? So that is, on my page, I put DM me credit. And then under that, I put remove any negative items, collections, etc., right? Because it's my credit page. On Candace's bio, she put DM credit or biz for detail, because on her page, she talks about both. And basically, the whole point is whether you're talking about business or you're talking about credit or, you know, income shifting or all the above, right? Basically, you want to let them know what they want, what they need to do if they want information on, right? So, also at the bottom, it shows like some circles there with like a word under it. These are called story highlights. So we're going to talk about posting on your story. On Instagram, there's a thing called story. It kind of gives people a peek into your day. Now you can actually post certain things and pin it to your profile, like testimonies, you know, the proof of people fixing their credit, things that you've done, or things that you want people to see. Most importantly, that is going to help tip the scale in your favor in terms of like if they're going to join or not. You know, more information, because the less questions they have to ask you, the better, right? Because that's gonna make it a lot easier for them to join. And if you set yourself up right, the way that we have ourselves set up is they don't even have to come to us and ask any questions. They can get all the information on our page. You know, whether it's through our website, whether it's through our story highlights, whether it's through our pinned videos, people get all the information right from our page, and people just go sign up. How would you feel if you had a video go viral showing using the methods that we're going to share with you guys? I want y'all to answer this in the chat. How would you feel if you had a video go viral and people are just signing up without even talking to you? They're just signing up. How would you feel? That would feel pretty good, right? That would be awesome. That's making money on autopilot. And we're going to share with you guys the framework on how to make that happen. So I want you guys to open your ears, open your eyes, and take notes here. All right, so next slide. Oh, it's my next one. Okay. So this is the viral video formula. Okay. So
real quick before you go, CJ.
Yeah.
I just want to make it very guys, you want to make sure that you really take notes on this information, because this is exactly how our team grew by over 4,000 people during this promotion. So in the last 12 weeks, we had 4,000 people join our downline, CJ and I's downline, using this formula. So make sure that you get excited that you're learning this, because you're about to blow up.
Yep, this is the how do you say, secret sauce. You know, it's not really a secret, but you know, in case you guys didn't already know, this is how it works, right? We call this the viral video formula. Now this is on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and Facebook Reels. Okay, these are short videos. So let's just jump into it, right? The two biggest factors that help a video go viral. Now, viral is like when you're reaching people on the internet that don't even follow you, right? So it doesn't matter how many friends you have, how many followers. This method is going to help you reach people outside of that. Hundreds of people, thousands of people, potentially millions of people. So you guys just follow this very simple formula. We have a cheat code at the end that we're going to share with you guys. So make sure that you pay attention, okay? So anyways, the two biggest factors that help a video go viral is watch time and engagement, okay? The more you get of each, the more the social media platform that you're on is going to push it out to people. And they all work the same, right? So, you know, the more watch time you get, the more engagement you get. It tells Instagram or whatever, hey, this is a good piece of content. Let's push it out to more people. And the reason why they do this, right, is because social media, from their standpoint, they want you to spend as much time on their platform as possible. The more time you spend, the more probability you have of coming across ads, and the more data they can collect from you, right? So for them, that's the part that they have to gain from you as just a person on social media. So if somebody comes along and they post content that keeps people on their platform, makes people engage, they're like, you know what? It's in our best interest to push their content because it's helping us make money. Okay? So understand there's a science to this. So anyways, watch time, the percent of the video that people actually watch. So if you have a 10-second video and people watch it for 5 seconds, they watched half of the video, 50% of the video, right? So the more of the video you can get people to watch, the better. Engagement is the amount of likes, shares, comments, and saves. Now we have a strategy built in where, you know, we're going to actually drive more engagement. Okay, so simply put, the formula is just a 6 to 12 second video with text about the business on the screen, like you see on your screen right now. Okay, the watch time is going to get boosted because they're going to spend all this time reading this text, right? And the thing about it is, if your video is short, at least 6 seconds, right? 6 to 12 seconds is like the magic range. Now, the more time they spend reading that text, what's going to happen is the video might replay once, twice, 3 times, just in the background while they're sitting there reading that text. That's going to tell Instagram, hey, people are really watching this video, right? And they're going to be like, you know what? Let's send this out to more people. And remember, I told you guys to write down the word call to action. So in that purple area, if you want to go to the next slide, have here, please. In that purple area is that call to action. Now, it doesn't always have to be purple, but in Candace's video, she put it as purple, right? It's a say me below, then send me a DM, right? So the say me part is her driving engagement, driving comments if you need this, right? Say me if you need this. So now they're commenting on it. If you look on the right-hand side, all these comments, me, information, me, let's go, I'm ready, get the details, etc. Right? So she's driving engagement. So now Instagram on their end, it's like a software, it's like a robot, like an AI. It's basically saying, hey, this video here, people are watching it at a high percentage, right? They're watching a large portion of the video, or maybe they're watching it even longer than the actual video itself, and a lot of people are engaging on it. This tells us that this is a good video. So the way that this works, right? And if you guys are already on social media and you're not getting views, you know, say me down below if that's you. Are you posting, but maybe you're not getting views yet? I'm gonna explain why. So maybe you're only getting 15, 20, 100 views, right? So they automatically push you to like around 200, 250 people, no matter what. Right? You're not shadow banned. The reason why you're not getting a lot of views is because they're not watching the video long enough for it to count as a view. So that's why it's very important to have things that you do in the very beginning that captures their attention. We call it a hook, but it could be anything like just having the text in the right spot. Javier's going to break that down. Having movement, having an appealing background, You just little things that get people to watch longer. You could point at the text to let them know, to like signal to them to read it. You'll see us do that a lot, right? But basically, they're always going to deliver you to a baseline amount of viewers. Now, based on how those people react, they're going to take that video, and they're going to deliver it to 500 people, right? So say out of 200, maybe you get a like, but your watch time is good. They're like, okay, you know what? Let's see how this responds with a bigger sample size. And then if the video continues to do well, they're like, you know what? Now let's try 1,000. And if it continues to do well, you know what? 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1,000,000. And then that's how your video goes up. Basically, they scale it up and see if you continue to get results. So if you have a good video following this formula, you're going to see it scale up into views. Now, it's not going to happen every single time, but this is what's going to give you the best chances. Okay. Yeah, Javier, if you want to go ahead and I think it's
it's my slide next. But before we keep going real quick, I want to ask everyone a quick question. If you've already been utilizing social media for your business, drop a number 1 down below. If you've never, like, this all is like brand new to you, you're not even on social media, drop a number 2 down below. I just want to see where everyone's at right now, because this information that you're learning right now is basic fundamentals of how to really be successful. Right? So at the end of this presentation, we're also going to give you guys a 1, 2, 3 step, and we're going to give you access to our free training website that comes with educational videos on how to really do everything, from how to make a TikTok video. Maybe like if you're brand new and you've never been on social media before, we're going to give you educational videos that you can review in your own time. That's going to show you step by step, like how do you record, how do you edit, how do you add text, like all the steps, right? So even if you're like a brand new beginner, and that you're still going to get this information you're learning right now is absolutely crucial for your success on social media. And at the end, we're going to give you access to a step-by-step free course that's going to show you exactly how to start implementing this information. So with that said, let's get back into this information. I want to make that clear. I've seen a few people in the comments saying, I'm step by step, I'm brand new. So still take notes, because after you review the educational videos, that's really going to guide you from square one, how to start, how to finish. This information is going to make a lot more sense to you. You're going to be like, oh, now I see why they blow up. Now I see why they're always viral on social media. Now I see why, they're recruiting so many people all the time, is because this makes sense. So to kind of cover on what CJ just covered right now, the formula, right? One thing that we want to cover here is that you want to have 4 different video templates that you use on repeat every single week. And it's like you do this religiously. And for an example, right? You have a video that you use on Monday, you have a video you use on Tuesday, you have a video you use on Wednesday, one for Thursday, one for Friday, one for Saturday. You can rest on Sundays, because I like to rest on Sundays. I post 6 times a week. But these videos, they're all kind of like talking about the same thing. In this scenario, it's about credit repair, right? They're all tackling the big problem of credit. People, it's a huge problem, and we have a really good solution to that problem. So all these videos target the same thing, but they're approached very differently. For example, on Monday, just in case you can't see the picture because you might be in a mobile device and it's a little smaller, I'm going to read what it says. On Monday, the text on my video says, in case you didn't know, there's a law called FCRA law, which allows you to permanently remove any collection affecting your credit score. So that's my hook. That's how I bring them in, right? And that's what they see at the beginning of the video. And then 3 seconds later, more text that pops up on my body. On Tuesday, the hook says, when someone pays $2,000 to repair their credit and they still have 505. So that is the hook. That's what draws them in. And then 2 seconds later, I have the call to action, the remaining of the text pop up on my body. On Wednesday, the video says, when your client thanks you for helping her remove the repo and $5,000 Victoria's Secret collection off her credit report using your $40 program, now she can buy a dream home, car, with her 750 credit score. So that's the hook. That's what draws them in, right? And then on Thursday, the text says, without your written consent, it's legal for a collection agency to buy up your debt and come after you. So every single video is tackling the same exact problem, which is, hey, I have a solution here for you for credit, right? but it's approached very differently so that you're giving yourself the maximized opportunity to go viral. Because if you're posting the same video with the same exact text Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it's just the same thing on repeat, if it you're really decreasing your chances. You know, like you're limiting yourself. Like the worst thing you can do in the social media game is get stuck in a routine where you do the same thing on repeat every single day. You need to switch it up. Okay, when you switch it up, that's when you're going to increase your chances to really blow up. And you want to repeat this until you go viral six times a week. Like consistency is everything. You have to show up for your business every single day. And if you do that, you're going to be rewarded by having a prosperous social media where you're always going viral. And what that means for your My Income business is unlimited amount of exposure. Imagine being able to, sign up 20 people a week, 50 people a week, 100 people a week, every single week, for the entire year. What can that do for you? Where would your residual income be, right? Where would your income be in the next 6 months if you were to get that kind of exposure for your business? So what you want to make sure you do after, the Super Saturdays, you really go out there and execute and go out there and build your business with an intention and a purpose, because you deserve to be a 6-figure income earner with My Income. And hey, everyone say it down below, I deserve to be a 6-figure earner with My Income, or a high 5-figure earner with My Income. Whatever your goal is, you deserve it. It's time for you to claim it. It's time for you to manifest it. And I want you guys to go ahead and drop it down below as well, because you deserve it. It's your time. This is your year. So here's a pro tip, okay? On when you're making your videos, here's some pro tips on how you can make your video stand out, okay? It's very important, because you're gonna see as you go and analyze. I don't know, CJ, if you still have that list of people that people should actually don't drop it yet, because people are commenting right now. Don't drop it, I'll tell you when. But we're gonna drop in the comments in a little bit a list of people that you should go check out their pages, right? People in My Econ that have really good videos that you can try to replicate. And we're gonna drop this list in the comments when it comes down a little bit. But what you want to do is you're gonna see one thing. When you go to everyone's pages, myself, CJ, Candace, Stephanie, you go to Bonnie's, you go to Catherine's, you go to Joseph Excom's pages, all these people, they're posting about pretty much the same thing. And you're gonna see one thing. Everything is very repetitive, but the ones that are going viral are doing something to stand out. Yes, same information. It might be kind of similar text, but in their own unique way. It's not always like, I'm not always posting the same exact thing that Bonnie posts. Like I might take a concept, but I'm doing it in my own unique way where I'm standing out, and you want to use different calls to actions to attain that. So instead of saying, say me if you need this, or say letter if you need this, you want to change it up. Like I always try to change up my call to actions. Sometimes instead of telling them to comment something like, instead of telling them to comment, say me, I'll ask them a question. Do you need my help? So I'm not necessarily telling them, to comment a letter, but then they put 2 and 2 together and be like, you know what? I'm gonna comment, yes, I need help, or how can I do this? And like in this video, you'll see that the call to actions are a little bit different. People are saying letters, some people are saying how. Yeah, we got some here in the comments, but it's okay. That's the territory. And you want to try customizing the videos by wording them differently as well. Okay. Like, for example, how can I explain this? We'll come back to that. But you want to place the text in different places as well. Like, for example, when I seen this video, I don't know who I got it from, but I see someone post something kind of similar, not identical, but it was kind of similar. And this video, most of the time, it's covering like their whole faces, and it's like the text is covering the whole faces, right? I decided to do something a little different. I put the phone extra far away so I can get like a body view. I put the text on top of my head so it's not really covering me. And then I put some text, the other segment of the text, the one where the red arrow is pointing, I put it on my body. So, I took the concept, I made it different by recording differently, and I made it different by putting the text in different places. And I also made it different by customizing the text. For example, the one that I saw was, I think it said, without your written consent, it's legal for a collection agency to buy your debt from after you. And then I saw them naming they can move. Student loans, hospital bills, evictions, repo, close accounts, card increase, like everything in one all together, right? So instead of doing that, what I decided to do is right here where the water bottle is, right? It says with my affordable letters, you can remove these items. I made that text individual and I made that text a little smaller, right? And then without paying them, right here with this red arrows pointing, without paying them, I made that text bigger, and it in the middle, and then right here, you can remove the following, right? Student loans, hospital bills, evictions, repo, close accounts, card increase. I made that text a little smaller. So it takes a little more time to edit something like this, but sometimes that's what's gonna make you stand out, make it different, right? Find ways to make it different. Right here where the arrow is pointing, all this text is covering my body. I like to have that text pop up as beat drops. So if I'm using the sound where there's a beat dropping, that's when I like that text to pop in because it makes it like more aesthetically pleasing, makes it interesting to watch. You can make the video interesting to watch. Your watch time is going to increase. And like CJ was talking earlier, you know, algorithm makes you follow based on watch time, based on engagement. Are people liking? Are people commenting? Are people interacting with you? And here's another pro tip, right? Sometimes all it takes is a different backgrounds to make your video stand out and go viral. And here's a great example of that because before I posted this video, I was kind of stuck in a phase where my page wasn't doing too well. I was getting like 10 likes on my videos, 25 likes on my videos. I wasn't passing 50. This was going on for like 2 months. I was getting very frustrated, but I realized, I came to a realization that I was making my videos in the same spot. I was making all my videos in my kitchen every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, in my kitchen. And I'm like, you know what, let's change it up a little bit. Let's try a different background. And I decided to make a video outside with the sunset coming down. And boom, my video just blew up because I changed it. You know, I have a routine and I did something very differently. And most importantly, I did it with an intention, you know, putting out quality work. Sometimes you'll see these videos and you'll see how simple they are. You know, they're 6 seconds long, they're 7 seconds long. And you might think, hey, you know, it doesn't really require that much dedication or that much work to put together a video like this. But one thing I will tell you is I'm a perfectionist, right? And one thing that I do, and I feel like it allows me to really, you know, go viral very consistently, is I like to make sure that what I put out, I love. If I don't love it, I won't put it out. So, for example, this video, I probably recorded the same video like, I don't know, 30 to 45 times. The same video in the same spot with the same song, pretty much doing the same thing. But until I got one that I watched like 6 times because I absolutely love how it came out, until I got that one video that I knew I loved, I kept doing it and redoing it and redoing it. And it probably took me like an hour to record this simple video. But because I put out quality work, I did it with an intention, and it's something that I actually liked, it blew up. You know, if you like it, then people watching it on social media are probably gonna like it. They're probably gonna be like, okay, this video is interesting. But if you hate it, and guess what? People on social media are probably not gonna watch it, they're probably gonna hate it too. So put up stuff that you love, and the results will come just from that alone. So, like I said earlier, I don't know if you want me to cover this, CJ, or do you want to cover it?
Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and jump in. So, first, if you guys look in the chat, you know, if you want to copy and paste those usernames or like take a screenshot of that comment, I dropped some example profiles that you guys can copy. You can follow me, which is our profiles and some of the people on our team. So you guys can see examples of how these videos work. Also, you know, I want y'all to, before we talk about these plans for success, I want y'all to understand, like at first it feels a little scary. It feels a little intimidating because it's new, right? But understand that eventually you're going to get into a flow where you can get a day's worth, a few days worth of work done in just like hours. You know, it doesn't take long to record a bunch of different, you know, 5 to 10 second videos, right? And until you've got, you like Javier said, he records it like up to 50 times until he has one that he likes, right? But understand that you did that and it only took you like 10 minutes, like, because these videos are mad short. So if you could have a day where you just change your outfit a few times and go through different parts of your house or go somewhere and you can record a bunch of different videos. Now all you have to do throughout the week is just edit them, right? So let's go over. Were you about to say something before
Yeah, I wanted to just say real quick, when I said that video took me about an hour, is that also included like the time it took me to edit it, you know, not recording.
And so first off, I just want to say, how many of you guys would like a cheat code, a cheat sheet, so to speak, that is going to walk you through not only how to edit these videos, the exact process on setting up your image, right? But also a copy and paste document of text that you could put on these videos, so you don't have to think about what to put on your video. Say me down below. Now, while all the me's are flying in, because it's a no-brainer, right? It's free and it helps you, right? I want y'all to understand the text that you put on your video. I want y'all to switch it up a little bit, because understand, when you have hundreds of people doing the same text, it's going to become less effective. So I want y'all to just switch a few words around, add your personal touch, maybe add some emojis, whatever. Maybe change the fonts, just things to make yourself stand out. You know, because at the end of the day, we want to set you guys up to win, not just give you some information that, you know, helps you keep going. We want to help you guys win. That's the MyEcon way, right? If you look at it from top to bottom, everything MyEcon does is trying to help you win in all areas, right? So the step-by-step plans for success, right? You're gonna set up your image on your page, right? You're gonna record your videos on TikTok. Now the step-by-step training, we're gonna drop the link in the chat because it's a little bit easier to get that way. But we're gonna show you how to edit the videos and everything, and also using the viral formula, we're gonna help you to make your videos go viral. So hey Javier, do you think you could drop the training link inside of the chat? And I'm gonna go ahead and drop the Google Doc just so it's a little bit easier to find. But it's also on the training. It's just under the section that says additional resources. So here's the Google Doc on.
All right, I was trying to grab that. I'll go back to the screen share.
Yep, that Google Doc right there is the cheat sheet for the viral formula. So if you see on there, that cheat sheet has like a breakdown of how the viral video works, but also like text that you can copy and paste and put onto your screen and exactly where, you know. So the step-by-step training is literally what we give to our members, you know, and that's like the same members that, you know, a few of the members were listed who got over 100 signups during the promotion, 500 signups during the promotion. One of them got 800, over 800, you know, and it's using these exact methods. So that's why I want y'all to really, really take this seriously. Understand it's going to take a little bit of time, but just stay consistent, like Javier said, right? So is there anything that you wanted to say, Javier, before we jump into the Q&A session?
Yeah, real quick. One thing I do want to say is this trend site, you know, is going to guide you step by step on how to set up your image. It's going to guide you on how to record videos, like how to add text, how to set durations, how to add timers so that it pops into the beat, stuff like that. And it's also going to show you how to, how to close, right? How to close yourselves. Yeah. So definitely take advantage of that link. It's 100% free, and check it regularly. Maybe check it a week from now, because you know we always update this information. We're always adding new stuff. So I would save this to one of your favorites on your browser, so you can go back to it maybe from time to time and see what's new. With that being said, we're gonna open up Q&As. We have 23 minutes. Also got a lot more time than last time. So if you guys have any questions, raise your hand. We're gonna bring you on the stage. You know, get a little more hands-on. And I see, I think Patricia was the first one. Yeah. Patricia. Hey, we're gonna bring Patricia on here.
Hey guys, great presentation. I also joined on your first presentation. You guys did amazing. So I have 3 questions. I won't take up too much of your time, but consistency has been my issue. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Consistency has been my issue. I've been in my econ for a while, and I'm so ready to be infinity. But one of my videos on TikTok did go viral, and I had a bunch of comments, and I sent my link over to a bunch of people, but it didn't stick for whatever reason. So I'm wondering, what link are you sending people when one of your videos go viral in order for them to sign up quickly? So that's my first question. My second question is, how many hours per day or per week are you devoting to your content? Because I do work full time, I'm a mom, I'm a wife. So I'm just trying to organize better. That it has been an issue for me as well, just organizing. So I'm just trying to see how many days or how many hours in a day or in a week should I be devoting to content. And my third question is, how are you guys doing your content? Is it in bulk? Like, are you doing a bunch of videos at once and then spacing it out throughout the week? Or are you doing videos every day and posting?
Okay. So, the first question was about like, with your linking stuff. So we were a big part of helping with the automated marketing system and those links. So just use what is internally inside of the automated marketing system, because that's basically what we're using, but we created it to a mass scale, so everybody can use it and have a similar setup to us. Now the question that I had about that was, did you just send it to them? Like, did you reply to their comment, or did you have them message you? Because the way that we do on TikTok, I don't know if we said it on this presentation. I know we said it on the first one, but on TikTok, you want to funnel people to your Instagram. So every single time, so every single time that people comment on your TikTok videos, you want to tell them to go over to your Instagram.
Yep, I've done that.
Okay.
And they don't listen.
Yeah. So that's part of the game, right?
I'll get a couple people that trickle over to Instagram, but a lot of them don't listen. And I do have I do have the MS system where I am using those links to get people signed up. So I am using that as well. I just, for some reason, like, I was doing really good on TikTok. I had one viral video, and I really thought that I was gonna, take my business to the next level. But I had like hundreds of comments. I couldn't even keep up. And I thought, like, okay, this is gonna make me infinity, and then I was literally reaching out to everyone individually, and they just weren't following the direction. I'm like, hey, sign up here, here's the information. And it just wasn't clicking. I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
Hey, Patrice, did you redirect any of those Instagram?
Yes, I tried to, and they weren't following it. They weren't following the directions. Okay. Yeah. I'm just wondering what the disconnect could be, because I finally got a viral video and it just didn't execute. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure why people weren't signing up.
Okay, so when you're on this way. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick. So to answer your first question, one thing that I'm not gonna put a lot of people on TikTok. It's very rare. TikTok, but unless you can bring them over to Instagram, you're not gonna see a lot of results. That's why a lot of the training you saw here today was really focused on Instagram, because if you can make your Instagram pop off, that is when you really unlock a gold mine, right? And that's why it's cool to like make your videos, find trending sounds, and just to post, just to have. But don't think of it anymore. Don't think of it as a machine that's gonna fuel your business, because it really will.
It's gonna help you build your Instagram.
So I really need to put more emphasis on Instagram, pretty much.
Yeah. So what me and Candace did to build our Instagrams up when we first found out about TikTok, and everybody's going crazy about TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. So what we were doing in our videos is just like how we told you for the call to action and whatnot. For the video that goes on TikTok in particular, we would tell them to DM us on Instagram. Well, we would say Instagram, we would put like IG and put our IG username. So it'd be like, say me, and then hit me on IG, and then put the username, right? Because the whole reason we're using TikTok is just to build our Instagram. Because TikTok is all about like reaching new people, whereas Instagram, you can reach a bunch of new people there too. But the cool thing about Instagram is all the followers that you reach, they deliver that video to all your followers. Whereas on TikTok, someone might see your video one time, and even if they follow you, they might never see your post again because they're busy trying to reach you to new people as much as possible. So there's a benefit to all of them, but where you're going to close your sales is ultimately Instagram. Now, to answer your second question quickly, now I take my videos, me, Candace, we take our videos on a day-to-day basis. So like we'll just record a video that we're gonna do that day just because it's a little bit easier. If you want to do them in bulk, you can. Now there's a way you can do them in bulk. Like if we go somewhere nice, and we're like, oh, you know what, this would be a good place to do like videos. We'll record a bunch of different clips, and then we'll just sprinkle them out throughout the week or throughout, the next couple of weeks. Whenever we need a video real quick, we could just go to something we already recorded, and then we'll just edit it later. We'll just add that on that, find a sound for it later. And since we're doing similar things in those videos, it makes it a lot easier to do it that way. So when you get into a flow, right? When you get used to doing this on a day-to-day basis, it might only take you an hour or 2 hours, depending on how tech savvy you are, to get a video up. Between recording, finding a sound, editing it, posting it, like that, you can get that all done in like an hour. And it's not even that hard. It's just about, I guess, being organized and finding a few that work really well. Like if you go to our pages on those usernames we told you to follow up, you'll see we basically do the same 3 or 4 videos on repeat. Like, so knowing what we're already going to put on the video makes it a lot easier to edit it because we're just copying and pasting it.
Got you. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Those are great questions. Next, let's go ahead and pick Sonia Williams Valaya. Sorry if I said your name wrong. All right, there we go.
No problem. Thank you so much. This has been a great training. In fact, I came back for the second time because I couldn't get it all the first time. And I love the training in Atlanta too. I have to tell you that. So the question I have is, and I think maybe it's been answered before, but I get quite a few likes on TikTok and when I do reels, but I don't get anybody who says me or who's answering my call to action. Also, I have not been using TikTok as an entryway back to Instagram. So that's been a helpful thing. But I don't know. I do get a lot of likes and comments, but I don't get the me or yeah.
So maybe what I would do if I were you is I would try switching it up instead of asking them like to comment a specific word. I would say you need help. Sometimes that breaks the cycle for me when I'm not getting interactions. Is I switch up the call to action. And another thing that you can do is how can you make your videos maybe a little more different? Are you using different templates? Are you using like the same text every single time, or do you have like a rotation of 3 to 4 different texts? Especially on Instagram, if you're putting too much of the same information Monday through Monday, it's gonna perform less and less every single time. But if you're putting a mixture of like how I showed in the presentation, you should have a rotation of 4 different videos that are still kind of targeting the same thing, but are saying it in a different way. If you have a rotation of 4 different videos, it's going to increase your chances on Instagram. So, get more engaging on every single one of them because your followers are like, I already saw this yesterday. I already saw this, 2 days ago. So they interact with it more, they like and they comment.
Yeah.
That's very, very helpful. And thank you for that. The other thing is I live in another country. I'm a MyEcon associate, but I live in Mexico. So part of what I market is credit repair and travel. Because I'm in different places all the time. But I really haven't had that much traction around travel, and I'm not sure why, because I do post from interesting places. But I must say I have not been consistent because, just being honest about it, I really kind of got discouraged by spending so much time on it and not seeing any results. So I'm going to take your advice and create different messages for, 4 or 5 days out of the week. I'm going to change my call to action to, do you need help, and some other things. I think that's really helpful. The last question I had was, how do you add the text at different points in time?
Oh yeah, we cover that in the training website that we gave. There's a video breaking down how to edit it. And then the thing I wanted to add about the call to action thing is also you can change the positioning, like where on the actual screen that you put the call to action. And also if you look at your analytics, I don't know if you know how to get to that or not, but if you look at your watch time, it could be that they're just not making it into your video long enough to get to the call to action.
I think also my videos have been too long.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. They're probably just not getting into the video long enough to actually get to the part where the call to action is. Yeah, great questions.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I want to share one more thing. Too. If you guys are doing like something that's not great, like maybe travel with this opportunity, I'll encourage you guys to check out TikTok itch carousels. Like this is a great thing you can do since you also do the travel. Is you can put text like if you love to travel and want to save 70%, here's how you can do it. That's the first pick, right? And then the second pick, they have to like slide. This is like I mean, TikTok was like about a year ago, but people love it. Image carousels, it's called. You can do the same thing on Instagram, just up as multi-picture posts. This one for me was about business, right? But if this was about the travel, the first one would be the hook. If you love to travel, you want to save 70% off, here's how to be the hook. Something short and simple with a very nice picture, maybe you traveling. And if you want to do about the business, a nice picture of you trying to get the hook on the business, right? And the second one would be more information. And you kind of drip the information per picture. So second picture, a little bit more information. Third picture, a little bit more information. Fourth picture, a little bit more information. So we're not going to cover everything in this training because we only have 1 hour. But image carousels is also a great way that you can, really grow your Instagram and your TikTok. They perform very well. And it's not video, it's just pictures, So if you travel and you have pictures of nice destinations, that's a great way to use image carousels. So for you, Claire, Sonia, I would highly encourage you to use those. But let's choose the next person here. We have Craig. Why don't you choose Craig before? Let's choose Craig. Hey, Craig. There. I think I muted you, did I? Actual mute. There you are.
All right, good.
Are you able to unmute, Craig?
Yes.
Can you answer your question?
Yes. What do you guys thought about on Instagram for boosting the ad? Have you tried that, or you just stay away from boost ads?
I personally stay away from that, and I'm sure the majority of the people do as well. I would check.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with the boost just because there's so much traction you can gain with just the organic. Was that your only question though?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. That's it here. I'm gonna bring up another person. Out of debt with me. I just asked. I think I out of debt with me. There we go. I just asked you to unmute.
I was talking. I was trying to help answer the question. I was muted the whole time. My mic itself was muted. Oh my gosh.
I went to the restroom or something.
Oh no, I was sitting there talking. All right, let's see. Were they able to unmute?
That was me.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, how's it?
It's going good. So I'm doing pretty good on Facebook. I've got up to 15-something thousand followers, but I'm having the hardest time on Instagram. I cannot, like, the people that I attract, they're either, I guess what they call them, like bots, or it's crypto people wanting me to join crypto. So I'm trying to figure out, like, because, you know, I know on Facebook, the thing is just to post like multiple times a day. But with Instagram, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I try and incorporate like in the stories, because I know in the stories you can add like your actual link on the story, and then they can click on it. And I'll get people that'll click on it, I'll get them in my inbox, but then I don't hear anything ever again from them. And then like I'll go back and look at my messenger, and I like talked to these people 2 years ago, last year. And so it's the same people over and over, but I'm just not getting any connections. So when you guys have them DM you, I know the automated marketing or the social media things that you all provided on my econ site, I've been using that. So is it the same thing that you all use when they inbox you?
Yeah. And yeah, it's the same. So those bots and whatnot that you're having comment on your posts, those are probably due to like whatever hashtags you might be using. So yeah, usually I just ignore those. They're not like actually like real people or anything. But now that you have the viral formula, I don't know if you already had it before, but you know, try switching up your approach, following the viral formula, and see if your results change. It'll take a little bit of time, but also with like your messages, make sure that you're checking your message request folder and your spam requests. Like I remember, I showed somebody how to find theirs, and they had like over 100 messages in there. But just in case that you don't have those things, it's really, it just comes down to following that viral strategy with Reels. You know, like on Instagram, like Reels is going to be the one that's going to drive the new faces, and then all the other things are going to help you close the sales. You know, like the setting up your page, the posting on your stories, all of that is just things that help you close sales. And then what gets you leads, what gets new eyeballs on your page, etc. We use Reels for that, and or like talking videos, like longer, that will pin to a page or whatever.
Exactly. And Instagram is a tough crack, you know, but once you do, it's going up from there. And one thing I've also incorporated myself to, you know, have a more consistent flow of new faces coming out on Instagram is I put myself on a schedule where I chose the time that I want to post at, and I post at the same time every single day. And it's helped me grow on a consistent level. So maybe trying a different approach can also help you. You know, maybe you can, and 3 popular times that you can kind of choose to post is like one's at 12 p.m., one's at 3 p.m., and then one is at 8 p.m. Now, those are 3 pretty popular times that you can choose, but find a time and stick to it for 6 months and see what happens. You know, most of the time, bring yourself in a routine where your followers can expect to see you on the daily at 3 p.m. helps your page tremendously as well.
Yep, all great questions so far. So next, let's pick Sherry. I asked her to meet her. Oh, she did it. Try it. Do it again. I think we clicked it at the same time.
I need her.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm Dawn Cherie. I just said D. Cherie. My question is, I have Facebook, I have Instagram, I have TikTok, but I have no clue how to set them up as far as, do they need to say my econ? Because I do actually have a balloon but business that I don't use. So that's kind of what I had initially set it up for. Would you recommend that I just kind of make it a clean slate and make it my econ?
I would make it about D. Cherie.
Okay, just make sure it's just my everyday type of a day of, you know, just whatever I want to post.
Yeah. Because if you put my econ, they're just gonna go Google my econ, you know?
Okay.
If my econ wanted us to do that, they don't need us to do that. You know, they want you to brand yourself and, have people come to you, and then that's why you get paid, for getting people in. People join people. If you guys want to write that down, people join people. So if you brand yourself and post about your things, there's going to be a lot better connection there, and you're going to get a lot better results as well.
So, okay, so when it comes to, because I only have 6 people on there, and I think I follow them, but I just don't use it, so I'm gonna try to use this. But my other question is, when it comes, I know this is Instagram, but when it comes to what about Facebook? Should I use just a group? Because I get confused with all the information, and like you said, not even knowing where to find to check messaging. So I'm trying to desperately seek a pathway to know, okay, these people are interested. I need to contact them. I don't even know how to contact. I mean, when I say they'll contact me, I don't know where to find a DM if you're something. So I'm just that much of a novice.
Yeah. So on Facebook, when you go to create a post, there'll be an option to create a reel, and then that's where you could post that same reel that you posted on Instagram and TikTok. Now as far as like finding your messages, if you're on your phone, it's at the top right hand corner, there's like a little circle with like a sideways lightning bolt. But like, but if you just Google it, like, how do I find my messages on YouTube? Eventually we'll create videos for that. That's actually really good.
Because it seems to be like a lot of old stuff from way back when. So I never see the update stuff. So I don't know if I'm supposed to switch some kind of setting. I mean, we're talking about back in 2017. That's what I see.
Okay. Javier, what were you about to say?
The best thing you can do is if you're stuck on a functionality, like how do I do a specific thing? YouTube, YouTube is a great educational place where you can find a variety of videos covering the same topic. And it should be something that's like holding you back. If you're having an issue with finding a specific message, how to check your spam folder, let's YouTube it real quick, right? Even until this day, if I can't figure out a specific function, I just YouTube it and it just solves my problems. Because technology changes every day. So you just get the best updated information, And one last thing I want to add real quick, because I think we're about to get kicked out of this room, is find what you guys are passionate about. Whether it's credit, whether it's the financial strategies, whether it's the travel, find that and make your brand around that. That's what you're gonna, post about, and that's what you're gonna be about. Get people join people. Why should they join you? Anything you want to say before we Yeah.
Well, we end up getting like a thingy, I think, right?
Yeah, we're getting 56 seconds.
Yeah, so hey guys, I hope you guys got a ton of value. Hope you guys took a lot of notes. I'm excited for you guys to take this information and apply it into your businesses. We'll try to get better at like optimizing our time, so in the future we can answer more questions and whatnot. But I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys got a lot of value, and that's what I have to say.
Let's go. This is a fire Saturday. Let's go to the main room again, and let's go on to price information, y'all. See you guys soon. Peace.
Recording in progress.
Structured and trainings. So any questions that you have about automated marketing system or online marketing, you can get that on Tuesday nights. Every Tuesday night, we're there to cover that. If you have a question about business, Mr. Stokes is training Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. If you have questions about taxes or any of those types of things, Mr. Curry trains every Thursday at 10 p.m. So to answer your question, yes, you just have to plug into the different trainings that are going on a weekly basis.
Just have to plug in. So the gentleman that you did said that I should speak to, thank you very much for that. Is there a list of that somewhere in our back office so that we know which training takes place on which days and time?
Yes, we do have it in our back office. We also have it on our My Econ Facebook page. That's probably going to be the easier because a lot of people know Facebook. And I'm going to share this with you, and then I'm going to give the room back to Mr. Stokes. But if you go to Facebook and you I don't know if you said you're driving, so you might not see this, but this is for everybody. If you go to facebook.com/myecon, what you're going to see on the MyEcon Facebook page is you will see the MyEcon weekly corporate schedule. If you click on that, that will give you all of the schedules of what's going on throughout the week. Okay. So the live business presentation that's going on weekly, or almost daily. The online marketing training, that's Tuesday night. The fundamental training, you can go to Mr. Kirkbury, that's on Thursday night. And then, of course, you're here on the Super Saturday, the first Super Saturday, but there's also a third Super Saturday as well. So all of your training can be found there. Go to facebook.com/myecon. We have a list of all of the weekly corporate schedules of what's going on throughout the week. And that's every week. Every week we got training on.
Excellent, excellent. Now the question we just talked about, and the person that you speak to today, is that still something that's available or not?
That was available today, so you'll have to wait till the next credit class comes up. Okay.
Thank you.
Ivy, this is Ivy. It's the other Ivy. I'm doing great.
I came from a funeral and now I'm driving, so I apologize. That's why I'm just jumping on.
Not a problem. I do trainings all the time with Keith's team. So let's set up a private credit repair session next week. Just get my number from Keith. Call me, text me. We'll get it done for you.
Excellent. I appreciate that. You're so amazing. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to wrap up. Mr. Ivy is going to talk about our promotion that we're about to jump into. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope today's breakout session was good for you. I've heard a lot of great feedback from all of our trainers and presenters today. So hats off to all of our presenters today. Thank you so much to Mr. Keith Tucker. Thank you so much, Mr. John Pettiford. Thank you so much, Mr. CJ Potter, Mr. Javier Medina, and obviously Mr. Stokes and Mr. Curry. Thank you all. Thank you, Coach Madeline, for setting us on fire this morning. We appreciate you. And so without any further ado, I'm going to turn this call over to Mr. Stokes, who will wrap us up for the day.
All right, everybody. Man, we had a fantastic day, lots of great training. And I see a lot of you out there that I need on this call as trainers. Man, I saw Miss Kim Latimer out there this morning. She would be an excellent trainer. Many more of you. So we need more and more trainers. More trainers, the better we are in my econ. Right, see Mr. CJ and Javier out there today, big ballers. All right, guys. Hey, man, I tell you, man, if I had known that much stuff when I was their age, I'd be way down the road. All right, that is so good when you can get it when you're young. That's the name of the game. Hey, we got a promotion going on. We've got a promotion. You know, in my econ, we don't let you rest long, right? I mean, I know y'all just finished up a promotion at 3 o'clock this morning, but you already had coffee or tea or juice or water or whatever you were supposed to get. So you ought to be rested by now because this is past noon. So we're ready to go for another big time run. Now this run is, I'm going to give you we may increase the money. But first of all, what we did is, man, let me get to my place here. All right. I can't do two things at once. Okay, I'm there. So what we're going to do is, now, you know, we went to 100. Number one, we went to 100% commission. Got rid of the bonus. You recruit somebody for $39.95, we're going to pay you $40 immediately. Okay? You no longer have to wait on the bonus.
still getting overrides, still getting DTR. You recruit somebody for $19.95. So right now, the $39.95 has been defaulted. The system has defaulted to $39.95. So when you join now link, it says $39.95. If you want to change that, you want to sign somebody up, you want to sign people up at $19.95, all you gotta do is go to manage, go to login, business management, log in, hit my account, and then hit manage enrollment links. Boom. And you can change it right there. It takes literally 1 minute. If that, okay? You're doing it. Then they'll have the $19.95 link in your join now, or you can send it to somebody. They sign up, we'll pay you $40, they'll take out $20, because you're giving a $20 discount, and you'll still make $20. It's your choice, okay, as to how you want to run your business. So that's defaulted in your website there, okay? 19 or $39.95. We no longer have $39.95. That's gone, okay? I don't even know if we'll have it next year. We may, but I mean, you guys did an amazing, amazing job with it this year, okay? But so that has defaulted. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we're going to do another promotion, okay? Now, here's what I want you to realize. Promotions is also a leadership tool, okay? Because you got to lead your team. I don't like to use the word manage. You manage things and you lead people. Okay, but if you're going to lead somebody, even yourself, you got to have something to lead people to. You know, you don't want to be a ship that's just floating on the water randomly. You want to always have a target that you're aiming for. All right? Always. Always got a target that you're aiming for. So every year in this country, in March, there's a big target, okay? So March Madness. This is where the college basketball teams in America see who's going to be the champion. But they've got a wonderful format, okay? They've got a wonderful format because there's about 150 teams, 64 teams are going to go to the tournament. And so there's all kinds of excitement and enthusiasm and motivation around this thing. It's called, we go into the tournament, right? But what happens is, you play another team. But in a basketball game, one player can get really hot on a given night, score a lot of points, get excited, or a team can just, everything can work for them, and they upset a number one team. Like, I think last year, so you got 64 teams, so you got 4, 16, 64. So the top 4 teams are called, number ones, right? And then you got the 2 brackets and 3, all the way down. Well, most years, number 1 teams get knocked off by teams that are not nowhere near in their league. Anything can happen. So they call it March Madness. If you make it to the tournament, the people want to go 64 teams, they call it going to the big dance. Now, you got the women and you got the men doing this, okay? Young adults, excited, motivated, an opportunity of a lifetime, going to remember for the rest of their life. And so we always like to build our promotion around that. Anything can happen. Somebody's probably going to become a millionaire out of this thing, okay? Literally. Just remember, 1,000 people on your super team, you'll make you over $10,000 a month, is going to build you $1 million business, okay? So you could probably do that from scratch in 90 days. Or, maybe you already got 2,000 people on your super team, and you go to 3,000 people or 4,000 people on your super team, and you become a multi-millionaire. Or you double your income, or you go from 100 a month to 200 a month, 500 to 1,000 a month, 10,000 to 20,000 a month. See, it's what you can see, but you got to have something to go to. You gotta have a target to aim for. That's the way leadership works, right? So what I'm doing this morning is training and introducing. I'm introducing March Madness, but I'm also training you because some people say they're leaders, but they ain't leading nobody to anything. And it's got to be big, and it's got to include the people that follow. So let's go. All right. So March Madness. Now, so it's another great promotion for us, right? All right. So let's go back here for a minute, okay? The promotion is going to start today. It already started, right? And it's going to go to April 8th, 2024, right? March Madness. The thing, because when you understand, I don't know how much you guys, but you can go and look at this if you're not a basketball fan, but the men, the women, it's wonderful, right? And you know, it's amazing. You know, like, you know, my favorite women's team is the South Carolina Gamecocks, all right? You know, I mean, I love Coach Staley, right? And that whole team, man, they got some competitors over there, right? And but everybody's got their favorite team, so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Competition. Boom. Who's gonna be number one? Fun. Basketball is fun. Recruiting and building your business is fun. Some of y'all make this thing too much work. All right? And making money is fun. You gotta conduct a special drawing. So in the month of March, every Saturday, March 2nd, I'll get all this written up. I've got all written up, but I'll get it out there and, you know, tell everybody in more detail. But on March 2nd, 9, 16, 20, 30, 30, and I got 20, 30, it's supposed to be 20. First 5 Saturdays, all 5 Saturdays in March, we're gonna have a drawing. Okay? Each drawing, we're gonna draw names out of a pool. Okay, you gotta have, I'm gonna get through this in a minute. You gotta have 4 personal recruits to get to the pool. All right, then we're gonna draw 7 people out of that pool. We may take it to 10, but right now 7. Okay, and they're gonna get $100 each. So that's just getting you to the tournament. Okay, everybody's name drawing. Special championship round drawing, and then we're gonna have another major drawing on April 8th. That's for the championship, the top 4. Because in college basketball with the tournament, it's like the Final 4 is the deal, right? The final top 4 teams, right? All this playing has been done over this couple-week period of time. Now, so let's go over here to the 7 goals, okay? Like I said, we're gonna draw a name. We're gonna draw 7 names. All 7 of those people are gonna get $100 to send to them the next week. Now you gotta have 4 personally enrolled members during this time period to get into the poll. But then every 4 personal members you enroll thereafter. In other words, you do 4, you get in 1 time. You do 4 more, and you get in 2 more times. You do 4 more, you get in 2 more times. So it can be unlimited. Okay, and you increase your chances of winning. Now, all recruits joining my income between 1, 6, 24, and 4, 5, 24, they count. Now remember, you already winning because you're getting either $20 or $40 up front. Leaders are winning because you're getting that, plus you're getting overrides, plus you're getting positioned for DTR. So everybody's winning. See, everybody's winning. Whether you're recruiting or overriding or whatever, everybody's winning, right? Let's go further. Now you gotta have fun with this thing, right? I mean, people having fun, they make money, right? They perform better. Then on April the 8th to 20, that's the 9th, for the championship for the men. The women's championship is Sunday night. Okay? The women's championship is Sunday night. I'll let you know, okay? So the men is Monday night. So we're gonna do it with the men. Normally they do the women after the men, but I'm glad they do it the first night because I like to watch the, because they shoot better, right? So the women shoot better. Ain't no doubt about that, all right? So on April 8th, 2024, we're gonna have the drawing. Okay, that's a Monday night. Probably about 8 o'clock, we'll do that drawing. I'll let you know, right? We're gonna draw 4 names. Because remember now, by now, everybody has a chance to get in. We're not even doing a drawing until March. So you need to be running today to get to your 4 by the first drawing, because the first drawing, you'll have a high chance there'll be less people in. Playing, okay, 4th place, $250. 3rd place, $500. 2nd place, $1,000. in first place $2,500. And we probably gonna raise all these amounts, but it ain't gonna be no less than this, okay? It ain't gonna be no less than 700 fees. Of those ain't gonna be no less than what I got here, right? Now, but remember, everybody win, okay? Everybody's a winner, because you get an override, or you get some DTR, or you get the personal commission, or you won the drawing, right? Okay? Now, create some special team promotions, you know, for your team. You're a leader, right? That means you can have a dinner, right? You can say, okay, look, the first person to get there for, I'm gonna give them a dinner for two. All right? You send them a gift card. All right? You gotta go there and send them a gift card, dinner for two, right? Wherever you want to send them to, right? Biggest, or the person to get the most personal recruits, or the, you know, you can have all kinds of special recognition on Zoom, or gift card, whatever you want to do. Make it something about you becoming a leader and have some team pride. Okay? Have some team pride. Think like a leader, look like a leader, build like a leader, get paid like a leader. Right? Now, okay, here's the next thing, right? Get excited and go on a personal recruiting blitz. You know, hey, go get your four, right? Go get your four. Go get your four quick. Go on a blitz. Go get, you know, hey, we got 3 months on this thing, right? Go the first quarter. Okay, that's the first quarter. Because remember, now you can we set goals on quarter. First quarter, January, February, March, second quarter, April, May, and June, third quarter, and so on, right? 4 quarters. You want to put together 4 good quarters. That's the way to do it on Wall Street, right? So that's what you want to do. It's good to have, even if you got a year's goal, break it into quarters. And then break it into weeks. So you got to get something done every week. Get excited and go on a personal recruiting blitz. Okay? Get your team excited and multiply. So what if you could bring 1,000 people on your team, 500 people on your team, 100 people on your team? What if you could make Infinity platinum? Okay, what if you could make CEO Infinity? All right. Promote the competition weekly and celebrate. Okay, track it. You got a sales report. You can track it. It's right there on your website. Track it. Okay, you can track it every week. It doesn't do a cumulative for you, but you can print it out, or you can save it on your computer. You can multiply, add it up just like I do. All right. The promotion is the hottest. This promotion is the hottest. I don't know if I spell hottest right there or not. I can't remember. Okay, it was late when I was doing this. Leadership tool special on the planet. Why? Because it's going to get your whole team involved. Because it's fun. There's some money, there's some competition, and there's fun. Everything you need to put together to go build big. Put some thought to it. Don't just do it today. Put some thought to it. And then decide how you're going to put something together on top of what my income is doing to make this thing big. See, here's the guy. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Okay? Okay? Here's the thing, okay? Now, we're going to get y'all details written on this, but here's the thing you got to do. Okay? You need team effort. You say, I got a team. Okay, well, you need to use this tool to get you a team. Right? They can get forward. You can think. All right? You need a boost for your business, right? Everybody needs a boost. My income needs a boost. Everybody. You say, well, you just boosted it last quarter. Yeah, but we want the more money, right? Ain't no cap on how much money we can get, right? There's no cap on that, so let's go get some more money. And plus, you know, it's like I pray all the time. I said, you know, I want the Lord to make us one of the great companies on earth. You know, we're not just trying to beat everybody down here in Atlanta. We want to be one of the great companies on earth. So you got to have a strategy, a system, a format, something that's going to get your whole team excited. See, here's the thing. Is some of you out there that you can make platinum on this run? Is some of you out there you can make infinity on this next run? We got 12 weeks, okay? If some of you out there you can make CEO infinity on this run, and you got everything to do. They might look. Somebody said, get in and they do 4, and they just don't, but they don't get in the draw. Well, they had shot, they had some fun, they had some excitement, and they got paid. And they got paid. Well, they did it, they got paid. Because this is on top of whatever else we're doing. See, as a leader, this is icing on the cake. You could do something special. You could change your life. You could change somebody else's life. See, I want you to start thinking about your business as a business that could be big. See, like if you was opening up a computer center, coffee shop, restaurant, hotel, man, you'd be excited. You'd be introducing your business to everybody in town. You tell people you got a business. Well, you do have a business. You have a business, a great business. It's my income. It's a digital business. It's the new type of businesses that's being built today in the world. Everything you need. You got training. You got a pay system. Somebody can go to your website. They can buy something. It's professional. We're constantly improving. We're constantly growing. Everything. Multi-million-dollar business. Now go turn your digital business. See, don't base your business based on what it costs. Base your business on what you want it to be. You see, you don't have to, in the old school, you had to keep, every time you wanted to expand your business, it was more overhead. But now you don't have to do that. Now, let me give you a quick example. We have to do that. Google. Google's a digital business, multi-billion-dollar digital business. Facebook, multi-billion-dollar digital business. On and on. I don't have to tell you that. So get that old school stuff out your mind, and let's get on over here to new school. And let's go make millions. Man, we had a good time today. I appreciate all of our great speakers, leaders, attendees, all of our great mighty cash flow stars. Man, the good Lord blessed us this day. He blessed us with a promotion last quarter. He's going to bless this promotion. Let's go do something special. Thank you and good day. Bye-bye.